Teams will be divided into 3 groups of 6 weeks.
They will compete in 18 match days across 6 weeks of knockout stage.
Oh, and a friendly reminder, do not give 5 booyah to that team again, my dear survivors.
Teams from 4 regions will be sorted into 3 pools to groups A, B, and C.
Each match day will feature 2 groups playing 6 matches in the following map order. For map location will be Bermuda, Category, Alpine, Rivalry, Nextera, and the final map that will be randomly chosen each day to keep things unexpected.
At the end of the knockout stage, 6 teams will be eliminated, while 12 teams will move on to the next stage, Point Rush. Over 11 and 12 October 2024, they will play 12 high-stakes matches. No one gets eliminated, but every point counts. These crucial points will serve as a head start points, heading into the grand final stage. The grand final will be on 13 October 2024 in Surabaya, Indonesia. 12 teams will battle in the ultimate showdown across 6 matches.
Who will be the champion?
Vietnam,
Thailand? No, Indonesia and Malaysia.
let's find this out at the Free Fire World Series SEA 2024 Fall.
Circle it. Circle, you let me circle it. I can find anything if I circle it. Let me circle it, I'm like circle. When I'm hanging with my friends, I can circle it. I can find anything if I circle it. See something that you like, you can draw around it. Can you circle it? Cause I can circle it. See something that you like, you can draw around it.
Mau lawan Indonesia? Jangan ya, Dek ya. Indonesia kali ini pasti menang. Inilah tim Indonesia, sang harapan baru. EVOS Defy, Onyx Olympus, RRQ Kazu, Indostar, Bigetron Delta. Masih berani lo pada? Kita punya piala FFWS.
998 1,000 ง่ายๆผมคิดว่าทีมพวกผมไม่ต้องซ้อมก็ชนะได้พวกคุณอยากเห็นไหมล่ะนี่เป็นทีมของเราที่จะชนะ AG Global Attack All Around บุรีรัมย์ United Esport ทีม Falcon Twisted Mind ไม่ต้องมาท้าพวกเราแกแพ้แน่ในปีนี้เรามีแล้ว3 ถ้วยรางวัลยังจะมากล้าท้าเราอีกเหรอ
Các bạn đã chuẩn bị chưa nào? Hãy đón chờ những bất ngờ từ Việt Nam nha. Chúng tôi sẽ hạ gục các bạn một cách dễ dàng. Đây là cái team của chúng tôi nhất định sẽ chiến thắng. B Esport, WAZ, Heavy, God of War, UA Esport. Hãy đón chờ thất bại đi.
Macam tu je jenis power dalam kandang ni.
Inilah pasukan kita. Espen, Toda, Vamos Esport.
Hey Indo, jaga-jaga ya. Korang akan rata dalam kandang sendiri.
It's time for me.
ตอนนี้เวลาของผม
Đây là lúc của chúng tôi.
Ni waktu kemenangan kita.
Circle it. Circle, you let me circle it. I can find anything if I circle it. Let me circle it, I'm like circle. When I'm hanging with my friends, I can circle it. I can find anything if I circle it. See something that you like, you can draw around it. Can you circle it? Cause I can circle it. See something that you like, you can draw around it.
Get ready, Free Fire fans!
The biggest event of Free Fire is back.
The Southeast Asia Legends will competing for the Free Fire World Series 2024 for trophy. Rivalry Series Southeast Asia 2024 Fall will invite 18 teams from 4 regions.
We have 5 from Indonesia, 5 from Thailand. You know what? We have 5 handsome teams from Vietnam.
Oh no. Indonesian is better. Everyone know that Thailand has the best player in the world.
No, Vietnam still have the best handsome teams. And
3 from Malaysia.
They will compete head-to-head to win a share of the 300,000 USD prize pool.
And of course, Thailand will be the one who bring this prize back home. You know it, right? It's our country. Impossible for other region to win. No chance for you guys.
don't talk too much. Let's continue our announcement.
Let's go.
The tournaments will have 3 stages: knockout, point rush, and grand finals. Starting on 16 August 2024, 18 teams will be divided into 3 groups of 6 weeks.
They will compete in 18 match days across 6 weeks of knockout stage.
Oh, and a friendly reminder, do not give 5 booyah to that team again, my dear survivors.
Teams from 4 regions will be sorted into 3 pools to groups A, B, and C.
Each match day will feature 2 groups playing 6 matches in the following map order. For map location will be Bermuda, category, Alpine, category, Nextera, and the final map that will be randomly chosen each day to keep things unexpected.
At the end of the knockout stage, 6 teams will be eliminated, while 12 teams will move on to the next stage, Point Rush. Over 11 and 12 October 2024, they will play 12 high-stakes matches. No one gets eliminated, but every point counts. These crucial points will serve as a head start points, heading into the grand final stage. The grand final will be on 13 October 2024 in Surabaya, Indonesia. 12 teams will battle in the ultimate showdown across 6 matches.
Who will be the champion?
Vietnam,
Thailand. No, Indonesia and Malaysia.
let's find this out at the Free Fire World Series SEA 2024 Fall.
Circle it. Circle, you let me circle it. I can find anything if I circle it. Let me circle it, I'm like circle. When I'm hanging with my friends, I can circle it. I can find anything if I circle it. See something that you like, you can draw around it. Can you circle it? Cause I can circle it. See something that you like, you can draw around it.
Mau lawan Indonesia? Jangan ya dek ya. Indonesia kali ini pasti menang. Inilah tim Indonesia, sang harapan baru. EVOS Divide, Onyx Olympus, RRQ Kazu, Indostar, Bigetron Delta. Masih berani lo pada? Kita punya piala FFWS.
998 999 1,000 ง่ายๆ ผมคิดว่าทีมพวกผมไม่ต้องซ้อมก็ชนะได้ พวกคุณอยากเห็นไหมล่ะ นี่เป็นทีมของเราที่จะชนะ AG Global Attack All Around บุรีรัมย์ยูไนเต็ดอีสปอร์ตทีม Falcon Twisted Mind ไม่ต้องมาท้าพวกเราแกแพ้แน่ ในปีนี้เรามีแล้ว3 ถ้วยรางวัล ยังจะมากล้าท้าเราอีกเหรอ
Các bạn đã chuẩn bị chưa nào? Hãy đón chờ những bất ngờ từ Việt Nam nha. Chúng tôi sẽ hạ gục các bạn.
Mau lawan Indonesia? Jangan ya dek ya. Indonesia kali ini pasti menang. Inilah tim Indonesia, sang harapan baru. EVOS Defy, Onyx Olympus, RRQ Hazu, Indostar, Bigetron Delta. Masih berani lo pada? Kita punya piala FFWS.
998 999 1,000 ง่ายๆ ผมคิดว่าทีมพวกผมไม่ต้องซ้อมก็ชนะได้ พวกคุณอยากเห็นไหมล่ะ นี่เป็นทีมของเราที่จะชนะ AG Global Attack All Around บุรีรัมย์ยูไนเต็ด eSport ทีม Falcon Twisted Mind ไม่ต้องมาท้าพวกเราแกแพ้แน่ ในปีนี้เรามีแล้ว3ถ้วยรางวัล ยังจะมากล้าท้าเราอีกเหรอ
Các bạn đã chuẩn bị chưa nào? Hãy đón chờ những bất ngờ từ Việt Nam nha. Chúng tôi sẽ hạ gục các bạn một cách dễ dàng. Đây là các team của chúng tôi nhất định sẽ chiến thắng. Sport, WAZ, Heavy, God of War, Sport. Hãy đón chờ thất bại đi.
Macam tu je jenis power dalam kandang ni.
Inilah pasukan kita. Expand, Toda, Vamos eSport.
Hey Indo, jaga-jaga ya. Korang akan rata dalam kandang sendiri.
It's time for me.
ตอนนี้เวลาของผม
Đây là lúc của chúng tôi.
Ni waktu kemenangan kita.
Circle it. Circle, you let me circle it. I can find anything if I circle it. Let me circle it. I'm like circle. When I'm hanging with my friends, I can circle it. I can find anything if I circle it. See something that you like, you can draw around it. Can you circle it? Cause I can circle it. See something that you like, you can draw around it.
Get ready, Free Fire fans! The biggest event of Free Fire is back.
The Southeast Asia Legends will competing for the Free Fire World Series 2024 for trophy.
Free Fire World Series Southeast Asia 2024 Fall will invite 18 teams from 4 regions.
We have 5 from Indonesia, 5 from Thailand. You know what? We have 5 handsome teams from Vietnam.
Oh no. Indonesian is better. Everyone know that Thailand has the best player in the world.
No, Vietnam still have the best handsome teams. And
3 from Malaysia.
They will compete head-to-head to win a share of the 300,000 USD prize pool.
And of course, Thailand will be the one who bring this prize back home. You know it, right? It's our country. Impossible for other region to win. No chance for you guys.
don't talk too much. Let's continue our announcement.
Let's go.
The tournaments will have 3 stages: knockout, point rush, and grand finals. Starting on 16 August 2024, 18 teams will be divided into 3 groups of 6 weeks.
They will compete in 18 match days across 6 weeks of knockout stage.
Oh, and a friendly reminder, do not give 5 booyah to that team again, my dear survivors.
Teams from 4 regions will be sorted into 3 pools to groups A, B, and C.
Each match day will feature 2 groups playing 6 matches in the following map order. For map rotation will be Bermuda, category, Alpine, category, Nextera, and the final map that will be randomly chosen each day to keep things unexpected.
At the end of the knockout stage, 6 teams will be eliminated, while 12 teams will move on to the next stage, Point Rush. Over 11 and 12 October 2024, they will play 12 high-stakes matches. No one gets eliminated, but every point counts. These crucial points will serve as the head start points, heading into the grand final stage.
Get ready, Free Fire fans!
The biggest event of Free Fire is back.
The Southeast Asia Legends will competing for the Free Fire World Series 2024 for trophy.
Free Fire World Series Southeast Asia 2024 Fall will invite 18 teams from 4 regions.
We have 5 from Indonesia, 5 from Thailand.
You know what? We have 5 handsome teams from Vietnam.
Oh no! Indonesian is better. Everyone know that Thailand have the best player in the world.
No, Vietnam still have the best handsome teams. And
3 from Malaysia.
They will compete head-to-head to win a share of the 300,000 USD prize pool.
And of course, Thailand will be the one who bring this prize back home. You know it, right?
It's our country. Impossible for other region to win.
No chance for you guys.
don't talk too much. Let's continue our announcement.
Let's go.
The tournaments will have 3 stages: knockout, point rush, and grand finals. Starting on 16 August 2024, 18 teams will be divided into 3 groups of 6 weeks.
They will compete in 18 match days across 6 weeks of knockout stage.
Oh, and a friendly reminder, do not give 5 booyah to that team again, my dear survivors.
Teams from 4 regions will be sorted into 3 pools to groups A, B, and C.
Each match day will feature 2 groups playing 6 matches in the following map order. For map location will be Bermuda, Category, Alpine, Rivalry, Nextera, and the final map that will be randomly chosen each day to keep things unexpected.
At the end of the knockout stage, 6 teams will be eliminated, while 12 teams will move on to the next stage, Point Rush. Over 11 and 12 October 2024, they will play 12 high-stakes matches. No one gets eliminated, but every point counts. These crucial points will serve as a head start points, heading into the grand final stage. The grand final will be on 13 October 2024 in Surabaya, Indonesia. 12 teams will battle in the ultimate showdown across 6 matches.
Who will be the champion?
Vietnam,
Thailand. No, Indonesia and Malaysia.
let's find this out at the Free Fire World Series SEA 2024 Fall.
Circle it. Circle, you let me circle it. I can find anything if I circle it. Let me circle it.
Lost Razors just turned into a 30 career ram, AJ.
Buriram secures Booyah number 1. And
6 เลย
the time drops him, and don't cry, the final player from PE Sports RRQ secures a Booyah at Purgatory.
Kita bunuh Falcon aja udah pasti Booyah.
7, it's a 1v1 and 7 does not stand the test of time. But Noki doing God's work here for Soda, but unfortunately he falls. Attack all around. Pokey strives to survive. Riptide Rhythm drops the defenses. Malaysia with the first Booyah through Soda.
Saya rasa ya mulai minggu ni kita bolehlah berbuat lebih banyak.
First was Sada too.
Wow.
I think that's it.
2 Booyahs from PE Sports. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, survivors of all ages. Today is Super Sunday, the final day for the knockout stage, at least stage 1 of the knockout stage. We've got a week's break next week, and then we come back for stage 2, which means 3 more weeks of action. So today is a day where a lot of these teams from groups B and C will be looking to pick up as many points as possible before they take that sweet break. My name is AJ. I'm the Mustachio, down here with the one and only Neptune, the gentleman Garcia, and we are your casters for today.
Really excited what's going to happen right now, because as you did mention, a break is coming up for the teams after this day, and this is where they can test out a few more things before that break, before they try and study and do their homework. Once the second half of knockout stage happen, that is where a lot more of action will be happening as well.
Absolutely. I hope teams like WA Esports treats the return from the break as if it's a brand new tournament, and we see that explosive start from them once again, because, you know, that team kind of started off super hot and then slowly but surely kind of slipped down towards the bottom. They are from Group B, and of course they've got their opponents from Group C coming through as well today. We get to once again watch the beauty here out of Bigatron Delta. Let's see if or not today they will continue to torture Falcons from Group B, Neptune.
And one thing about the format that we have right now in terms of the groupings, I love how it is, because it's unexpected as to the groups that, well, it's expected though, but the difference of style that will be happening once they meet again. If you remember, it was from the 24th, the last time that Group B and C met, and that was a long time ago compared to what we have in the previous format.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it kind of got a little bit too predictable. Even Garina was thinking like, oh, dude, these casters are able to figure out so many things so easily. Let's switch things up. Let's make things a little bit more chaotic, a little bit more crazier. And hence why, you know, we've got all of this whole mix-up when it comes to the groupings, as well as when they play throughout the 3 days within the week, right? But of course, I love the switch-up. I love the change. And what it brings us today to is the fact that groups B and C, they will have to really hustle for the top, right? Because we know there are quite a number of teams from Group B, well, very specifically Expand Toda, struggling down at the bottom. Teams like Heavy as well as EVOS, they will be looking to break into the top 12 today as well. So a lot of these teams will really need to hustle before the break, Neptune.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, a lot of work needs to be done, but for some of the teams, especially for those in Group A, they will just be watching for today. But United, yes, they might be in the top right now for this group, but just in case, some of the teams from Group B and C tried and managed to pull off play 120 or 100 more compared to what is expected of them, they might be taking that #1 spot. But the thing is, I think the reason why Buriram United is doing so much well is not just about the placement in knockout stage, but the weekly predator. Because from the list that we're having right now, a lot from the players out here from Buriram United, even AG Global, is doing their best to be at the #1 spot, because it also gives them a little bit of prize.
Yeah, I mean, it's just insane how consistent Buriram is with this. Every single week in the top 5 Predators, you will see not one, not two, but multiple players from the side of Buriram. I think just yesterday, I was seeing 4 players in the top 5 from Buriram up there. So it's just crazy what the Thai squad can do. After all, they are the 2-time world champs. And after achieving such a feat, they went ahead to acquire players like Wasana, so deadly out there on the battlefield. But of course, we also have got our eyes on Team RRQ. The last time we saw them play against this group, they walked away with more than 150 points. The record thus far within the knockout stage for the most points accumulated within a day stands with RRQ.
Yeah, I mean, RRQ are, to be honest, the Indonesian team are showing up different this time around. And I don't know if it's something about how like it has been set up, the homework that they've done, or probably the introduction of BTR, because once you have a new team right there, you're thrown out of your region, might be taken out, and they're just doing doing their best to be in that #1 spot from their region, not even the entire tournament just yet.
Here are the map rotations as usual. We head through Bermuda, Purgatory, Alpine, Kalahari, Nextera, and of course the final map will be absolutely random. One of the teams will get the blessing of a little bit of luck before they hop on into the battlefield. And of course, just like how it is lucky for some teams, it may just be unlucky for some others who are not very proficient at that map. Because at the end of the day, that's the beauty of Free Fire, right? Each and every single map brings very, very different challenges out there on the battlefield. And as far as Bermuda is concerned, the top 3 teams that we can look out for here is RRQ, WAG, and of course Buriram. But Buriram are not playing today. They've already completed their plays for the week and will replace them with Bigatron Delta. So this is going to be a threat. If Bigatron is a performer on this map, Falcons are going to be having a tough challenge getting into that final circle.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, Bigatron has been the giant slayer overall. They have been targeting Team Falcons every time they face each other. And also in this group, I mean, though we have Buriram United #3, but they only played this in 6 times compared to what we have in Group B and C that played it 7 times. So in terms of averages, they're still the best team overall, but they're not playing. So there's a good chance that Group B and C, RRQ, WAG, as well as you mentioned BTR Delta, will be able to top them off. But again, it's a lot of things, because from yesterday, or was it yesterday or within this week, Onyx Olympus did so much in their performance, and they might be the ones coming up on the board once again.
Yeah, shocking climb up the board by Onyx Olympus. I was not expecting that out of them. 3 booyahs within a day. And, you know, the thing that I hated most about that Onyx Olympus run was the fact that I wasn't casting on that day. I couldn't lose my mind live on broadcast. I was just losing my mind looking at the leaderboard at the end of the day because I was working on that day, right? And I was like, my goodness, where did these boys find the kind of hustle within themselves to outperform, you know, their past few days of runs? But of course, we will wait and see if or not they can perform just the same here today as well, as we open up the final day here within the week at Bermuda.
Yeah, looking forward to where Bigatron Delta will be dropping, because again, they have been targeting Team Falcons in the observatory, so it's either one of them will move out just to make sure that they will be in a safe spot, or they will still be in the same area. But again, everything is provided to us by Samsung Galaxy 24 Ultra or S24 Ultra, wherein you will keep your win streak alive. Hopefully the same goes for those at the bottom of our leaderboard.
Flight path, just a little skewed towards the top this time around. Should force a few unwanted engagements very early on, but look at this, man. Bigatron Delta up against Falcons, and I'm absolutely loving this out of Bigatron. Hot dropping Falcons themselves very early on. And if you cannot make your way up the leaderboard easily, at the very least, you make a good name for yourself. But Falcons just turning the tables on Bigatron this time round. 3 players down already. Kyong, the final one. Will he be able to get away? Peter with the MP40. Final tag unavailable. He was going for the vending machine, but had to run away from Peter and all of his bullets as well. Kyong in a lot of trouble. Bigatron Delta down and out at 12.
Revenge. That is the term that Falcons have right now. They're expecting that Bigatron Delta will be dropping in this area. I did mention mentioned that that's the usual drop that they're taking every time they are facing each other. And there you have it. Team Falcons have them expected. But another hot drop is happening. It's Onyx Olympus going against Hawaii Sports. I mean, these two have not so much face an early drop. It is because who usually drop in Mill and Onyx Olympus is on Cape Town. But right now, there's a good chance for Onyx Olympus to prove what we were hyping them out from the start of the show.
Oh yeah, absolutely, man. Now, this is surely unexpected. We have seen the rivalry between Hua Esports as well as AG Global. We got to enjoy that spectacle yesterday. It was very, very similar to the Bigatron Falcon sort of a situation. Throughout the whole day, they just keep bumping into each other, unnecessarily and continuously torturing each other. Let's see if or not it will be the exact same story here for Onyx and Hua. Thus far, very disciplined Hua Esports. Oh, beautiful scan from Onyx Olympus on that R1. All 4 players detected already. And now GOW falling prey to Falcons as well. Out in the open, Demon getting tagged by double ice grenades. Cost you straight in for the strike. And with the damage through the ice grenades and the Bison, it was just way too easy to take him out. But Isa brings him in equally as easy.
Now, I'm really questioning my prediction for today because I was predicting Onyx compared to Team Falcons, because I'm not expecting Team Falcons pop up just like this because Bigatron is there. But let's see if Onyx Olympus can pay up a lot of fight against Hua. It's just Shin and Gary, but Gary goes down, and Gary is one of the player on the run just in case he does a lot of elimination on that MVP, but I don't think that will happen.
Yeah, I know exactly why the change is there this time around for Falcons, right? Because I put them on my predictions, bro. So there's extra energy right there. Poppy with a god nade out of nowhere. Takes Jack down, and of course the instant elimination coming through as well. Zaru just couldn't go in for the save just yet, but Onyx Olympus, they are not at a severe disadvantage because although Zaru is at risk of being taken down here, Kibais as well as Gary have been brought back into the equation. Hua Esports overwhelming the Indonesians very early on in this team fight.
I love how Vietnam is really popping off. They did pop off in the first week, but they didn't show up that much. Let's see if Zaru will be able to defend himself a lot in the corner. And there goes Zaru just going down from Yan Beans Thompson. But still, Kiba and Gary still alive and kicking. Kotatua is their place, and there's no one contesting that.
Oh, Toda, beautiful. Just funneling WAG players through those glue walls. 3 players down already. And Traps that just got brought back in will be that secure player that will be able to revive the rest of the team members as well. But of course, with 200 coins, boys too broke. We'll have to go out on a looting spree first before he can do more out there on the battlefield. But 400 will be just enough to buy himself some extra wings to continue flying.
Yeah, I mean, Mars Electric does have that revival platform, so I think with the time and as well as the freedom that they have right now, they'll be able to buy back. But again, we have another team who's hunting them. Expand and Todak has meet themselves so many times in Clock Tower, and this time around in Mars Electric. So with the Orphan's Gun, it just didn't show up on the radar right there who or how many players are in there, but still, Expand had a good plan indeed. Todak is just running around as well, running away from this engagement.
Expand has taken absolute nobodies and turned them into superstars in the past. I believe they can do it once again. This new roster has got a little bit of a senior-junior combination. And Make It has been performing pretty fine in the recent days of play. I believe he has been getting quite a lot of limelight for himself. One of the better bombers out there, but unfortunately he is good at the aims, not so good with the finishes. He keeps getting those knocks. He keeps delivering those grenades, but can't find those eliminations just yet. But we know, Neptune, things like this, it's just a matter of time.
Yeah, it's just a matter of time. It's just a matter of how can they build that chemistry, and hopefully the break will be able to help them as well. Let's see if Evo's Divine and GOW will find anything in this battle. And in the horizon, we have RRQ, and then RRQ is not found in any engagement early on in this map, which is a smart move because they are just stalking any gun fights that might be happening. But here comes a rush right now onto Dian, and Dian will manage to pull away with a glue wall between them and gets back for backup, but no backup is coming with only a few HP, and there goes a takedown by Aim God.
Too easy for Evo's Divine. They saw this one And they spotted out the right player at the right time. Isa, oh my god! Ray from afar drops Demon. As Demon was taking those shots up against Ray, Isa down as well. EVOS Divine dismantling GOW, making this look way too easy.
FGL has been a wall breaker in this battle, spotting just a few pixels of those players, knowing that someone would be in there, popping off with the FGL, plus a help with a woodpecker from afar that managed to put down GOW. Let's see if that can be done by Onyx Olympus right now as they go and chase against the two remaining players of Todak.
3 eliminations thus far up against Onyx Olympus Toda. This does not seem like a good spot to be stuck in, and it looks like Noki is going to be sacrificed soon. They are on the hunt already, but this man has barely anything on himself. 2 glue walls, 1 medkit. That's as good as nothing when you're going up against 3 players from Onyx Olympus who are on the hunt. Zairu with the B90. Opportunity. And I think he may just suspect that Noki may be behind here.
Yeah, I mean, quite sure if there's any audio cues that can give him that idea.
Expand
Noki!
what?
There you have it. The takedown has been done by Noki, but will he be able to get away? We just saw an elimination of a team, though, which we didn't witness, but I love what I'm seeing from Noki, though. Not quite sure if this can carry over because Kiba is really pressuring him.
Yeah, perfect plays coming on through, and Ikibase will be able to shut down Noki. Wings clipped as well, traps at 7. But we were expecting Expand to clash with Toda. That didn't happen. WAG came across the Malaysian squad and put them out of the run instantly. That was just way too quick, and it was so fast we didn't even get to watch any part of that showdown. WAG must be on fire. I'll be pretty curious to see how they maneuver their way towards that final circle with this hot start for themselves.
Yeah, I mean, the same goes for me, but WAG, they are second in this map for this group. So no question, though, that they can put down an unsuspecting Expand with that engagement. But Hawaii Sports right now is trying to run into the zone while chasing Onyx Olympus. I'm not quite sure how is this going to end up, but as you can see, a little bit of mix-up will be happening right now. 3v4 situation. Gary falls back, not to be seen as Kiba and Jack gets their attention.
Yeah, this is fate, I'll have to say. Gary gets caught out first. Jack knocked down onto the ground as well. My goodness, Onyx Olympus has nowhere to run. And WAG stealing away the eliminations as well. Kibe saves himself with a time turner. But Shin will still be able to find the knock and the... Couldn't find the secure. WAG, does he get it? He's got the Horizon line, but Poppy says, no, sir. Takes him out of the equation, and yet another team kicked out of the run. This time, Onyx Olympus, courtesy of Hua Esports and WAG, but not even on the screen.
Not even on the screen, and that's how it is. WAG really is not showing up from the view. They're just waiting for any engagement, any sound cues, and that is what's going to happen. Hawaii Sports will be in trouble right now because WAG knows that they'll be coming into the blue. As you can see, how they're entering, they're just running together with that zone, just waiting for Hawaii Sports to come in and knock into their doors. But they're out in the open, though. Out in the open in the views of opposing players or opposing teams that might be waiting for them as well.
I was demanding for the performance of Hua Esports yesterday, and it seems like they have clearly listened. This is the kind of pacing we absolutely love to see out of Hua Esports. Week 1, this is what we were seeing, right? Coming across players, very aggressive, taking those eliminations, getting into the final circle with their loot, their opponent's loot, the whole world's loot, and, walking away with some solid booyahs for themselves as well. I was truly shocked to see their performance. And then after that, the slump came through as well. But I don't care about the slump. I just want to see the rise back up to glory. Speaking of glory, Falcons enjoying a little bit of glory. The reigning defending champions of FFWS SEA as well as the Esports World Cup have caught sight of GOW, but have got not enough range nor clearance from this next circle to get into an engagement yet.
I love the use of the personal launchpad as well by the team. So we've seen a lot of escape artists, Houdini moves using that personal platform, launchpad though. And that's one thing that a lot of teams is being offered offered in Free Fire. I love all the updates. I love all the changes that is being done so that you will have not just a firepower, but a lot of maneuverability in case you are trapped. But let's see if they will be able to trap out RRQ right now. They're inside though, but manage to get away. That is questionable.
Okay, this is where we see who is the better pro squad, right? Because this is a huge hot engagement between RRQ and Falcons. If they do take a fight here, one team will be severely hurt, if not even both. Because this is circle number 3 already, approaching circle number 4. You get caught out here, it's game over. But RRQ, the smarter ones, not standing by to discover what may happen in an engagement. They take the jump pad, they get out of there. They continue moving towards this next safe zone. But as they try to get away from Falcons, they approach a much more chaotic scenario. But for the time being, they are untouched. It's still open lands though, Neptune. Very risky.
Definitely. I mean, from where Team Falcons was going, they have a lot of compound, but they didn't choose to. They just want to wait for who's going in onto the corner, and one more managed to take down one. Maldo trying to punch them from outside of the blue, and there goes Coscu going down. And Woodpecker action will try a lot more, but guts need to be picked up, and they need to run into the blue for them to be safe a little bit more.
Yeah. This is what we were talking about. Should not happen, but they still do get into a scuffle before getting into the circle. A little unfortunate for RRQ. Falcons now trying to take advantage of this situation. Abe from the back though catches Peter. Abe with the opportunity, but he pulls out the wrong glue wall and he blocks himself. Could not take the knock, but there is a follow-up. Peter down on the ground on fire, going in for the save. Coscu a sliver of health. Razor down on fire, taken out. Coscu, does he survive this? Razor and Ma'al backing each other up. Falcons toasted, but one more still alive and kicking can get away from this heated situation. But RRQ, who are out of nowhere.
They heard the gunshots. They know they have to step in. And I was expecting one more, turning it around, taking down one player from RRQ, the final player from RRQ. But nope, Hua says we're stepping in. And there we have it. One more eliminated out of blue. No way out, because as you can see in the minimap, there's also a few heavies just waiting for them on the other side. So I guess a lot of damage has been received before he moved into the zone.
Oh, you're going to be super salty if you're Falcons. But, you know, I was just assessing who's the better pro team. Looks like both of them made the mistake of engaging outside the circle. Both RRQ and Falcons did not see that one coming, which is a super shocker to me. You know, your priority number one should always be run away from the hot circle because you don't want that extra damage. But now here's YE Sports, the ones that took advantage of that situation earlier. Up against EVOS Divine this time around. And in a 4-man fight straight up against EVOS. The Drogon pops out first. And Shin almost taken down with a solid glue wall pulled out. Now Abax sent running away. Ice Grenade tagging him up as well. But the Medkit's working just in time.
Hey, good rotation for them to get away and pull them into a corner. There goes a takedown against Poppy, but the glue wall is blocking them. Thus, Hawaii Esports cannot fire back. A little bit of grenade action, but the chrono has been pulled out for them to be protected a little bit, and they need to heal as well. But EVOS Divine doing fine in this battle. Sheen a little bit too aggressive going into the door, but the glue wall saves them.
Yeah, mistake by Poppy, and the nerves of EVOS Divine instantly kicking on in. Ray finding that knock onto him, and that has continued as an onslaught. Shin out of the equation as well, and it looks like Hua Esports is next on the menu. They get eliminated in 6th.
Yeah, and only 5 remains. This battle continues against WAG and Twisted Mind. Samming is healing from the outside as Exposy and Nameless is going for the battle against Alan. But Heavy as well as GLW is just waiting. This is just carnage, and this is outside of the next phase. No one dares to move into the open corner apart from one team who's just waiting for them to rush in. If I'm not mistaken, that is EVOS Divine, who might be knocking a lot of heads later on.
Absolutely, EVOS Divine, the first ones in the circle, and they're taking control of a very important compound, but they're not even inside that compound, right? They're right outside, using their glue walls first. They're keeping this as a very final, last-ditch effort resort. Heavy now needing to deal with that Riptide Rhythm. Ray single-handedly dropping Kabi on the ground. Aim God helping him out as well. Artemis a sliver of health, but GOW from the back makes sure he gets eliminated, and Heavy is out of the race. EVOS Divine dealing with 2 teams at the same time. GOW could just ruin Twisted Minds' opportunity.
I really hate this. Monster Truck ready for EVOS Divine. We've seen this before. They can pull it up once again, but they're just dealing with Twisted Mind right now. There we have it, dropping in, and there goes Twisted Mind out for the count. GLW and EVOS Divine. Let's see the Wolf and the Tigers in the battle.
Absolutely. GOW now. Riptide Rhythm from EVOS Divine's Ray. Woodpecker in hand. But the Riptide Rhythm does not take down any of those important defenses. Demon flanking towards the right to try to catch G'day. Apex providing all of those grenades. One after the other out of the Drogon. Grenade response comes on through from GOW as well.
And here comes Ray going in for the rush. G'day will be taken down. Let's see who goes next. Apex goes down. Aim gone. And Ray is confused as to where to go. Trying to survive. Demon just jumps in. It's now a 2v2. And the pickup will not be happening. GOW still had a chance. They need to heal up. Demon is now backing up. Ray goes in for the flank. The glue wall has been pulled out. Good split for Evos right now. But the rotation of GOW is just making sure that they will not be caught.
Aim God does have the Drogon in hand, so does Ray. This should be a equal battle between them. The difference is Aim God does have the AWM as well. He's trying to put a little bit of distance. Ray does come on through and he takes a double, a 1v2 to secure the booyah for EVOS Divine. What a strong start, mid-game and finisher for the Indonesian squad for a fantastic opener to the day.
Oh, definitely Indonesia showing up, not just for today, but also entirety of this tournament. Again,
absolutely.
Going back to the theory that I had, they were just aiming for the top. They want to show up. They don't want to be pushed out of the representatives for their region. Thus, they keep performing over against each other.
I mean, remember what we talked about, Neptune, at the start of the day. When we talk about Group B, we talk about Group C. Many of these teams are down in the bottom 6. Mainly EVOS Divine and Heavy will be looking for those victories, will be looking for the final circles. And surprisingly, they managed to get towards that final circle within the very first game as well. Of course, Heavy kind of dropping a little bit earlier than they expected, but still they were able to maneuver their way through multiple circles first before getting eliminated. That should provide them with a decent number of placement points. But EVOS Divine, this is a very solid start from them. Consistency has definitely been a problem for this squad, but when you start the day off with such hot momentum, you gotta be able to pull away something good from the day.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, they are feeling it right now. They're thinking that this is the last day of the competition, knowing that it's only the last day of the week. But again, that's a mindset that you have to. Even if it's still a long way out the knockout stage, you just have to put everything in that. It's not just all aggressiveness. You need to be tactical, especially from what we saw when they first engaged Hawaii Sports. They were very smart in pulling away just in the perfect timing. But as we look at the highlight right now, this is where both Team Falcons and RRQ fell. And this is what you mentioned. You don't want they don't want to go and fight outside of the blue. And if they meet, it might be both of them going down, and it did.
Yeah, it was a major mistake by both RRQ and Falcons. Initially, when they met outside the circle, the blue had not reached them yet, and RRQ decided, dude, this was just way too early to find an engagement. They proceeded to make that rotation to look for the next safe zone. But then they spotted out Falcons again from the opposite side of the river, and they, itchy fingers, bro. Sometimes you just can't help yourself. You just want to click, you just want to shoot. And that was obviously the wrong decision to make at that point of time. Hua Esports spot, because first of all, even if not itchy fingers, right? You have to assess the fact that those are open grounds, and you're not even watching your back. So such a risky situation. I didn't expect that out of RRQ, but it's good. It's good that some teams make mistakes like that so that others can take advantage of those situations. And Hua Esports had the right response for that.
Yeah, definitely right response. But the next step that they had is sort of difficult. They went against EVOS Divine though, and they fell down. And it's not only against EVOS Divine. Like, we have Heavy, and that's the phase of the fight. That is the phase of the circle where you don't want to be too aggressive, even in the compound, because a lot of fights will be in the vicinity and on those gunshots, and you might be gunned down from far. So again, a lot of decision making, a lot of differences in terms of style. But EVOS Divine right now, they only needed Ray on that 2v2. Thus the booyah has been taken. I love how it's showing up for Indonesia right now.
Yeah, I mean, it was a shocking one for sure, especially after G'day took himself out with the grenade launcher. But of course, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, this booyah would not be complete without the interview. So let's send you guys over to Indonesia so we can hear from the boys themselves.
Everyone, I'm Baby Lee, and I want to chit chat with one of the players.
She's always just introducing herself, bro.
Hi, Ray.
Probably doesn't know the name of.
How are you today?
Because
All
as you
right.
can see,
Possible.
So what did
They've
you
worked together for so
improve
many months.
I mean, the difference of
from
the
the
tag.
previous weeks?
Apa yang kalian tingkatkan dari minggu lalu? Cara bermain kalian maksudnya?
Mungkin kita ningkatin team fight aja sih. Kita lebih kuatin team fight kita.
It's probably because we strengthen our fight, our team fight, how we fight the other opponents.
Ooh, I believe in you. And next questions, how sure are you to get Booyah again in the next game?
Seberapa yakin kamu dan tim kamu untuk mendapatkan Booyah lagi di game selanjutnya?
Aku sih yakin 100% kita dapat Buya lagi soalnya kita udah evaluasi besar kemarin-kemarin.
We are 100% sure to get the next Booyah because we have been evaluating our team.
Oh, wow. And what do you want to say to EVOS fans?
Apa yang ada pesan-pesan nggak yang mau kamu sampaikan ke EVOS fam?
Mungkin dukung kita terus aja biar kita bisa lebih baik di week-week ini.
Please keep on supporting EVOS so we can give better performance for the next weeks.
Okay, for last, I have special request to you. You have celebration style, right? Like a rar. Okay?
Kita ada special request, kan kalian punya gaya selebrasi nih. Boleh nggak dikasih lihat?
Ngeror aja ngeror.
It's so fun. Okay. So yes, we still have 5 games because this is the first game for today. So thank you and good luck for EVOS Divine. We will see how each team perform today because Kessler stand by here. So Kessler, take it away.
Thank you very much, Baby Lee and Gwen, and that was quite a growl. The growl that is not expected for, I would say, a tiger that is awakened. It's just waking up. So a lot more might be happening right here. But speaking of which, we have our predictions right now. And again, I guess I'm a little bit disappointed on the result based on what we've seen.
It's just the first game, Neptune. It's just the first game, okay? If you want to go by that, we should both be disappointed, right? RRQ Falcons, both of them fell way too early for them to make us proud with the predictions by the end of the day. But, you know, I don't know, man. I find the growl very suspicious. It sounds more like I just had my lunch. I just had an early dinner as well. And it sounded like a burp a little bit to me. So, just wait. Maybe I'll give them another chance. Maybe EVOS Divine would like to pick up another Booyah and prove us with a more strengthier growl.
You know one thing, after a meal, everyone gets sleepy, and that's what worries me right here. If that is a burp, then they might be sleeping all throughout the rest of the game. Hopefully that's not the case, though. Hopefully that's not the case. We're going to go in from some stats right now out of the game. The MVP of this match, of course, this is EVOS Divine Ray, who got that final knock or takedown on the last 2 players. 9 elimination overall, 14 headshots, and 4,037 on the damage.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And of course, at the end of the day, EVOS Divine, they would not be complete without the lethal skills of Ray, right? 9 eliminations, no joke. This was a massive game for him, especially in the final sequence where he was in that battle as well. We see a Mag 7 here, but he was rocking that Trogon moments ago.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of changes that can be done in game. Even the characters being used right now, we're going to see the lineup, the characters that they're using, and they have a double Arvin, they have a Beaston plus a Flash, and I guess Aimgon is really trying his best not to be hit from behind. But as you can see, there's also the Bomber G'day with that Alvar Awaken. It splits up. The Splits Blitz really put in a lot of damage, especially in open area engagement, just like what we have in. If you have the Glue Wall Melter plus Split Blitz, you can cover a lot of area in terms of takedown.
Absolutely. And of course, let's take a look at the damage here from G'day. He wasn't very useful in that final sequence as he took himself out with the grenade launcher, but it looks like he was having a troublesome game throughout the whole time, right? Barely 1,000 on the damage, but I'm pretty sure he's got a lot more for us in store for the rest of the day. Elimination leaders-wise, obviously nobody's going to catch up with Ray. Usually we see 5s, we see the 4s, but 9, once again, this is truly outstanding.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, he was divine. Ray really is one of the player that can put up a lot in terms of battle, but let's see if that will happen a lot more coming from the rest of the team. We've seen Ray and Aim God, but where are the rest of the teams? They're not showing up. You did point out a good point earlier when we were looking at the other players as well as their stats, but we want to see more in this engagement. WAG, a lot of pop-ups happening in this matchup, but as you can see, 2 of Indonesia taking the key players, and Bian, well, revive teammates doesn't work well for them, especially from the engagement that we just see.
Absolutely, man. And of course, key players, 4,037 on the damage from Ray. No surprise once again, right? But Duts here with the 14 grenades that he will use. I did not see those grenades being pumped out, but clearly Falcons did not gain any damage or sustain any damage at all from all of those barrages. GOW's Deanne was forced on a revival spree, bringing back his team members one after the other. But you know, in the grand scheme of things, GOW, they didn't do too bad in the game.
Yeah, I mean, GOW is a second. They had a good chance to go in on a Booyah in this match. 9 elimination as well. Just so happens Evo's Divine saved up a lot of their resources, especially as they distance themselves, only dealing with Twisted Mind on that final circle before the rest of the team goes in and went in against them. WAG went in for the 3rd as well in that match. But let's see how it changed in the overall.
Absolutely, man. And of course, overall standings, you don't really see a lot of movements here, but EVOS Divine on the 13th spot, now just 1 point behind who but GOW, the team that's desperate to find the top 12 as well. They are in the 12th spot, 1 point ahead, so we can expect much more pressure from both of these teams up against each other, looking for that final circle. It's just unfortunate that the kill feed has been switched off already. If not, they can for sure aim for their heads very early on. You know, sometimes when you see an opponent that you know you need to take out, getting taken out early, then that gives you some weird kind of confidence in these matches. But of course, these players don't get that this time.
Yeah, they don't get that, but they get information, and that provides a lot more of work, or that needs a lot more of work. Homework being done, especially with what we've seen earlier. Though it didn't work out for Bigatron Delta because they're trying to aim for Team Falcons, but this time around they are the ones being brought down early. So I'm not sure what would be the change. Will they still be going in for the chase against the Falcons, or will they be flying away?
I mean, this is exactly why Mama said don't poke the bear, because sometimes the bear bites, right? I mean, yes, I know they are Falcons, but sometimes they're bears. Bermuda dominated by EVOS Divine, 30 bomber right there. But of course, as we head on into Purgatory, this may just change the scenario here a tad bit. RRQ, once again, the most dominant one on this map, followed by WAG and Twisted Minds, Neptune.
Yeah, WAG did well in Bermuda. If they do it once again, probably not the Booyah, but a lot of elimination, they might be able to top up against RRQ. But sorry, I couldn't put my mind out of it. Reference of the bear, probably you're just referring to Teddy Bear Cause Q.
I most probably was, right? Once again on this map, RRQ, attack all around, AG Global, but attack all around and AG Global will have to be replaced by WAG and Twisted Mind since they are the teams playing today. And this is obviously something that is going to be very concerning, right? RRQ, this is their opportunity to catch up with Buriram. Buriram's not playing today, but it is a uphill task. 119 points to catch up with Buriram and overtake them. They need 120 points on the leaderboard. That's quite a lot of effort needed from the day.
Yeah, definitely. And this is one thing surprising as well. Top 3 used characters. Andrew Awaken has topped the list. Tatsuya has been thrown out the window. It's because of the addition of some of the characters, or if not, I would say remake of some of the skills, Skylar, and then Shani being introduced as well. Joseph's being put so much into the battlefield so that they will not be damaged, because even if the A124 is not put into so much play.
Yeah. Then again, you know, I think it's an age factor for you, Neptune, because that was the comparison of the passive skills, my friend. So The active skills, brother, is a different one. So we'll wait for that one later. I'm pretty sure we're not going to see a lot of A124s. And you are absolutely right. Joseph has been so annoying, disabling all of those slows and whatnot, right? But we are getting a fair share of Tatsuyas. That's for sure. And I would be surprised if we don't see that Skylar out there on the active skills list. But of course, more of that in a little bit. Purgatory, game number 2 as we set things up. Let's see if or not EVOS Divine can pull a back-to-back shocker here, because this is not really a map where they have been dominating in the recent past, but it is also not a map where they cannot get many points, right? They are pretty decent here.
Yeah, pretty decent indeed, but the drop that they have right now, it's not really working for them. They are aiming for Moat House, and that is where Twisted Minds are. But Twisted Mind, though they're not performing compared to what we've seen them before, but they're still a team that you don't want to face early on. But as you can see, we have this is Expand as well as a Hua, as well as a battle of RRQ and Falcons. Another face down of Indonesian against the Falcons.
Yeah, why would they do this? They just want this revenge from the previous engagement, and they are going in here for a messy fight that they cannot sustain. Abe, the final survivor, running away. He's broke as hell. Cannot even buy anyone back with the pocket marker that he has on him. Even if he gets to a vending machine, he cannot buy anybody back. This is trouble for RRQ. But at the same time, Expand trying to do the exact same thing to Hua Esports as well. They drop at their spot. Poppy trying to get away. Axel on the hunt, but he doesn't have the sniper on him just yet. Doesn't make him as lethal. But either way, Expand has got the numbers.
Yeah, they have the numbers. It's a 4v2 right now, as one of the players, or 4v3 rather, one of the players will be on one side, and another player will just be dropping in. Good distance though, but as you can see, too fast. Has fallen down a little bit too fast. Mid Kid managed to go in for a takedown, and you did mention this. Mid Kid is really popping off every time we see them.
Oh yeah, I mean, this kid is just explosive, man. Axel, beautiful drop from the back with the BSS. Now Shin spotted out as well. Axel going in for the hunt. He's got the Prime Bond here with that Cassie, as Apik now catches sight of them. It is going to be Expand just farming points off of Hua Esports if things continue in this way. Yanbin going in for the bait and switch to hold back Team Expand as Shin recovers. And this is a fantastic turnaround for Shin. He takes that 180, drops Apik, eliminates him from the equation as well. Very smart recovery from Hua Esports.
Yeah, Hua Esports recovering as well, keeping one of the players in a distance just in case they fail. And I don't know if that is a good plan for them, because the vending machine is just right here. Even Expand will be able to recover if they have the free fire coins. Yanbin goes in for the rush. Too fast goes down. No elimination just yet. A pickup is possible, but Yanbin managed to survive.
Too fast. This is not looking good for the captain. And down, Mikid looking on the hunt for another life to rip away. And Axel, beautiful stuff. I mean, he was aiming for a different player, but someone else just gave him the knock. Mikid follows up. Yanbin down. Mikid picks up elimination number 2. Expand overall very happy with their own performance at this point of time with a fantastic 5 elimination start.
5 elimination start indeed, and I love how they're showing up. Hopefully they'll be able to do a lot more and not just get out of the game without us seeing them in a fight. But Todak, a team that is really struggling, but yesterday they managed to pull up a booyah. So let's see if they can do that once again. First hurdle will be GOW. Iza has already gone down. No pickup is happening because of the height as to where he is. So I don't think GOW will be showing up. They're just waiting for the elimination for Iza, and then recovery will be happening.
Iza didn't stand a chance at all. Ma'al brings Abe back, so RRQ on the recovery spree as well. He was Divine, the holders of the Booyah at Bermuda. Looking for yet another one here at Purgatory, but it's a huge map, so we gotta wait quite a little while before we see if or not they can stand the test of time. This team, once again, not the most effective team out there, not the most consistent, but when they get into their groove, they surely are capable of some super surprises. We saw that at the Esports World Cup.
Yeah, yes, indeed. They are showing up a lot in terms of surprises and performances. And this time around, it's good practice for them to do a lot more, or change a little bit. But as you can see, a chase is happening. Bigatron, they fell off and trying to stop Team Falcons in the early on. And I guess the reason is Team Falcons dropped to where RRQ was compared to what we're expecting. Bigatron chasing on Team Falcons. So I guess they're going smart, not really going for the revenge mission or sustaining the battle of Falcons and BTR, but just trying to find a new way to get into this map.
Absolutely, man. And of course, you can't really play cheeky too many times all the time. Bigatron Delta, at the end of the day, they have to focus on the bigger picture. And the bigger picture is not Falcons. The bigger picture is finding yourself in the top 12 in a very, very secure spot. So you won't be eliminated, because at the current point of time, they are sitting on the 10th position. And behind them is PE Sports as well as GOW. And they're not too far away at all. The only saving grace is PE is not playing today. But behind GOW, you also have EVOS Divide. So there's a huge possibility for Bigatron to get eliminated if they don't start smartening up.
Yeah, they need to be smart enough. Onyx Olympus right now is really falling down match after the other. And that is a good thing, though, for Gary managed to bring back Jack, and they are still alive. Bigatron, though, getting those elimination that they need, that they lost from that map number 1. They're still chasing on for Onyx Olympus, but the vehicle managed to get away, and Bigatron will be left behind. Not very sad, though. They managed to get a lot of elimination.
EVOS Divine. Big presence for them right here, right now. High ground advantage up against Twisted Minds. Ray, this is like a little bit of a present that has been given to a baby. He is smiling year to year, salming down. Aim God on the right hand side. And here comes Nameless as well for the save. But they've got a time turner to protect themselves as they go in for that save. So a very smart use of the current meta. But here comes Abex to run down all of these glue walls. But the problem is that every time you hit a glue wall, you're going to get it slowed down. And he's now stuck out in the open.
Stuck out in the open. Aim God has been taken down. A pickup will be happening, and Amax is just distracting them out of their way. Here comes 2 players. Expose going through the rush. The vehicle, the monster truck will not help them. Amax goes down. I guess EVOS needs to pull out of this battle. Not only is damage of Twisted Mind, but also the damage from the blue. But still, Ray is not stopping. He wants to get those elimination.
At the same time, RRQ doing battle with Team Falcons, and we cannot catch that action mainly because this one hasn't ended just yet. Diamond taking the fight straight up to the players. Nameless right behind him. It's a 2v2. Aim God has got the Trogon, and he tries to take the shot, but Diamond will find Ray in the back. Aim God can't find that recovery just yet. Needs to take that reload. On the Trogon, it's a tad bit slow, and he is at a disadvantage. The advantage taken by Twisted Minds that Chaos brought forth. And they did not waste any time at all counter-ambushing EVOS Divine, although they started off that engagement at a disadvantage.
Yeah, I mean, Aim God is trying his best, but the split up by Twisted Mind really hit him. The flash pet is working on him, but unfortunately, it is not working for Xpan as well as WAG. If I'm not mistaken, this is the second time that we've seen, second time from comparing to last map that we've seen WAG put down a few players from Xpan, this time eliminating them.
Yeah, absolutely, bro. And Xpan's not having a great time at all. 2 games in a row, they've clunked out. Let's see if or not they can find a little bit of a recovery here, as Falcons are doing fantastically well this time. Around 7 eliminations early game.
Yeah, 7 eliminations in the game. Started off with RRQ, and I guess they won the battle as well from the fight that we saw earlier in the kill feed. But let's see how it works. Gary, though, has been taken down, and from afar, it's just Twisted Mind. Even with only 2 players, Diamond and Nameless is trying their best to survive this battle. There goes the backstab with a portal go, and Kiba managed to get away, but 1v2, will it work for him?
Well, very expensive elimination. A portal go just to pick up 1 point. That's 2,000 free fire coins for 1 point. I don't know if or not I would pay that amount of money for 1 point, but you know, let's see if or not they get the best out of it by the end of the day.
Dude, I mean, we've seen a few players carrying 1,000 for 1 player. So I guess it's a good investment, 50% coming back after 1 elimination, unless the guy is broke, and that would be a disappointment. But Shin right now going in, Ray's just waiting for him, managed to get away. Tatsuya, Rebel Rush will be able to save him, but the blue is going in after them. Death will be rushing in against Ray, and Ray just put himself in a difficult position of trying to put down one player from Hawaii Sports.
Yeah, I mean, Ray overstayed his welcome. He tried to gatekeep one player and then started to run away the moment he detected, oh my god, this one guy has got backup. And then 3 players just swarmed around him, getting the flank around. He did manage to get one knock onto Yan Bin, though. No eliminations, but you have to respect the tenacity out of the man. He at least tried his very best. But Hawaii Esports have managed to overturn that situation. And we now catch up with the situation of RRQ. Looks like their full squad has survived the battle up against the Falcons. And now setting up the skirmish against Toda. Toda does not have to take this open engagement up against the Indonesian Giants. And it looks like Indonesia is not even waiting for them to catch up. RRQ saying, hasta la vista, we want to go looking for the circle.
Yeah, I mean, they don't want what happened in Bermuda happening to them once again. And it's only 16 seconds, though. So it's like they really need to move. Third to fourth phase would hurt you just in case you stay in there for a long time. But that might not be the case for Hawaii Sports. They're just waiting, buying their time because they saw Bigatron Delta is waiting for them. A flank to the right might be beneficial unless 2 teams are waiting or 1 team will be waiting for them. So they're just waiting, buying their time, similar to what we've seen earlier from WAJ.
And Hua has already engaged up against Bigatron earlier. Bigatron did manage to secure, I think, 2 or 3 eliminations off of Hua Esports. So this could just be a revenge mission here for Hua. If they do manage to execute this, Ikal traveling all the way outside the circle to find a better position, a better sniping spot up against Hua. He spotted those players already. He's got the terrain cover. Just needs to look for a head, finds the first one. Oh, good one with the time turner, but a player steps out of the time turner and absorbs the shot straight up. Riptide Rhythm comes on through as well. Here comes Bigatron Delta, and it's a beautiful turnaround of the situation. The Indonesians overwhelming Hua Esports.
I love the plan that has been put out. Ika goes in for a flank, distracting them, knowing or letting them know that the gunfight is coming in from one angle, and then the rest of Bigatron Delta rushes in for another 1-3 split to perfection, being put in by the Delta team.
Yeah, Bigatron managing to take that risk, put themselves in a winning position for that engagement. WAG on the other hand, 9 eliminations up, make that 10 as Noki goes down as well. Expands the only team eliminated thus far. We still have got 11 squads alive as we hit Circle 4.
Yeah, this is a difficult run. A lot of teams as well going outside. And there goes a launch pad being used, and Todak wings will be clipped, 7 will be spotted and still being taken down. And I guess that's from the GOW from afar, but no, they're still in a fight. Cyrus is going in for a rush, only a few HP, didn't survive, only the ghost remains up.
Oh my, GOW just taking advantage of this situation, spotting out WAG in the open. Pot shots one after the other. Alan a sliver of health. No grenades as well. And RRQ from the opposite end. There's just no way WAG gets away from a situation like this. Alan down on the ground, eliminated from the equation as well. GOW smiling ear to ear as WAG makes their exit. But now, GOW sustaining those shots and gets eliminated. How unfortunate for GOW, who's looking to maintain their spot in the top 12. And EVOS Divine right after them eliminated. So, okay, all right, GOW doesn't need to stress.
GOW can relax. Now let's see Twisted Mind right now with 8 elimination going into battle against Heavy. But again, this is what we've seen earlier. Them staying in the low ground, and well, they did survive against EVOS Divine earlier, but doing that again, I don't think it would work that easily, especially in this phase of the circle. On the other hand, RRQ finally saw Gary in there. He was in the tent hiding out, but with 4 players surrounding you, that definitely will be an elimination.
Oh my, Falcons now coming up against Bigatron Delta. But Coscu couldn't really take that 180 well. Kyung does manage to find the drop onto it. Peter goes down as well as Ikal finds a shot with the MAE2B from afar. Coscu once again put down by Koja. Bigatron overwhelming the situation. RRQ getting involved as well. RRQ the biggest winners as they take away the lives of all the players. Bigatron Delta 14 elimination strong, all thanks to RRQ's interference. But now RRQ going for the big dogs themselves.
Portal Go being used by Eagle to get away. There goes the second. Kyong being left behind and managed to get away. Good survivability for the team of Bigatron Delta. RRQ backs off and still fighting for them, though the Portal Go is sighted. But as we go in for the battle, it is heavy. Twisted Mind finally got up on that ridge, and let's see who survives. Here comes Bigatron Delta knocking into their door, taking advantage, but Eagle goes down though. Kyong still distracted on the battle, making sure that he gets a lot of elimination, but Kyong managed to run away despite of all the gunshots being offered to him.
Oh my, what a fantastic run for Bigatron thus far. Pitted elimination strong. Still looking for more. Circle leaving them high and dry. Diamond with a surprise attack onto Kyong. Can he survive? Eagle goes down. Hans for the side of Heavy. Kyong take it out as well. Bigatron expires too early. What an opportunity, but messed up all thanks to Diamond's secret play.
It's the same story that we've seen them play. Trying to get away from one team and will be taken down by a lot. And RRQ managed to grab a booyah in this game, still not falling off from our radar. They want to bring back the honor for Indonesia.
I'm just glad RRQ took it because I assumed they were going to be the #1 team for the end of the day, and I always like my predictions to be on point. So for that sake alone, I'm very happy that RRQ took the booyah. But it was a amazing display of aggression from Bigatron Delta, and we've been missing this because thus far Bigatron has shown off up against Falcon, and they have overwhelmed them, overpowered them on multiple occasions in the past 8 days. And obviously this time round, we wanted to expect that as well, but they did us one better, right? They dominated the lobby through the eliminations. But Twisted Minds, Diamond, just appearing from behind the glue wall just as the blue left them high and dry, ruined the chances of Bigatron finding that final circle.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it was just Koya being a little bit too aggressive, going solo, trying to take advantage of the situation, not knowing that it was Twisted Mind. And you know how it is, Twisted Mind, even if they are in a gunfight, the blue coming in, they can still survive, similar to what we've seen from Diamond. But RRQ going against Bigatron, this is the final moment where RRQ took them down, the scene, the view that we don't have earlier.
And of course, RRQ, the way they set this one up, I thought they weren't going to walk away with the booyah, mainly because it was a very soft game from them. They didn't have a lot of loot in terms of, they continuously got taken down one after the other, being forced to revive. But one of those risky plays that RRQ took to make sure they were still a threat in the final circle was very risky, right? They were looking for players who were getting eliminated in some of those final sequences, running outside of the circle, tanking the damage from the blue to pick up the loot that's outside of the circle. Now, that was a very, very smart play. And obviously, they needed those medkits. They needed those glue walls for the final sequence.
Yeah, definitely. They needed all those resources. But this is what I'm talking about. Bigatron going in for a hunt against Hawaii Sports. They did go in for those elimination. But when they met against Team Falcons, they managed to did eliminate Team Falcons in this gunfight. And then this is where RRQ steps in and they pull away and survive.
Yeah, absolutely, man. And obviously, RRQ is not going to waste an opportune moment like this to sneak away some solid points. Albeit, they did not manage to sneak away many points. Bigatron Delta still managed to get the final finishing shot off of that engagement and walk away with a massive number of points. And then Diamond later just ended their run. And RRQ just had to continue what they started off against Bigatron because they were on the opposite side of the circle. They didn't really need to watch their backs. They didn't really need to wait and sustain any gunshots from any teams. Yeah. They were doing all of the attacking. Everybody else was stuck on that chaos. So once again, positioning supremacy for RRQ. This has been one of the key points, one of the key reasons why RRQ finds these successes on these maps.
All right, so, well, we have seen the booyah in this game. Now let's head over to the interview and hear what RRQ has to say. So let's bring it over to our hosts and hear from them.
Yay! I'm so happy because this is the second booyah in the second game today. Wow! So everyone, I want to talk to you, Abai. Hi, Abai.
Hello.
How are you today?
I'm fine.
Okay, so you got the most booyah so far, RRQ Kazu. 9 booyah, right?
Yeah.
So what are the tips to get Booyah for the other Indonesian teams?
Sejauh ini kan tim kalian yang paling sering dapat buyah. Ada nggak sih tipsnya untuk tim Indo lain biar mereka juga bisa buyah?
Kuatin defense ini sih, kompon.
The tips is to strengthen the compound defense.
Oh, alright. Okay, so how sure are you that all 5 Indonesian teams can go to the point rush and grand final?
Seberapa yakin kamu kalau seluruh tim Indo bisa ke point rush dan grand final?
Kayaknya masih 90%. Indostar sih, mungkin agak susah.
I think I'm sure for 90%, but for Indostar, I don't think they can make it.
90%. Okay, so last but not least, yes, mungkin please cheer them up.
Tolong semangati tim-tim lain.
Semangat.
Okay, keep up the good work and keep on going, teams.
Alright, semangat. Just say it. Okay, so everyone, we still have 4 games today. Maybe our caster waiting there. So, caster, take it away.
I don't know what to make out of the interview. The final question was, can you please encourage the rest of the Indonesian teams? And he just said, be encouraged.
Probably his words is that powerful. Right?
I don't know. These guys are so funny. But it was a great thing to see RRQ back on the stage once again. The most dominant Indonesian team, I have to say. One of the most dominant teams out there. 9 booyahs to their name. Obviously unfazed by any of the competition that the other teams bring into the matchup. Because from the past few competitions, not just the past few days, but the past few competitions, they've been refining all of their compound defenses as well as the rotations, looking for that final circle, avoiding as much engagement as possible. And we thought this was the recipe for disaster, because when you don't get into enough engagements, you're not going to be able to deal with that situation when you finally get into big fights. But RRQ is proving the exact opposite, right? After refining their maneuvers into this final circles, they seem to be finding success after success after success. So I'm not going to doubt them anymore.
Yeah, I mean, I guess for the other competitions that they are part of, they're just looking for the best formula. Now that they found it, they showed us how well they can do it. They're just copying, pasting, making some adjustments just in case a few variants will be happening, especially with all the changes that's happening into the game as well. They are slowly perfecting it, a culmination of, I would say, years of experience.
Yeah, and honestly, I thought the main reason for the success of RRQ in the past was Legolas, but the fact that Legolas left and RRQ is better than ever seems to be blowing my mind at this point of time. And Ma'al, once again picking up the MVP title for his squad. 3 eliminations, 1,747 damage. Not a massive game for Ma'al, but clearly a very, very useful player within the game itself. Now with 1,700, I wonder how many assists he actually walked away with.
Yeah, I mean, we'll have to see in a bit. Right now, they have a triple Tatsuya, so it's still not out of the picture. They have a Skylar out there, J Beebs, Joseph being run. I love Alvaro Awaken being put out, and well, there you have it. The answer to you have this assist, 6 assists for Ma'al. I guess that really helped the team a lot.
Absolutely, and that's the main reason, right? I mean, not a lot of massive eliminations on his side, not massive damage. So obviously, the only other thing that could, qualify him for being the MVP was the assist, and we got that one spot on 6 of the assists, but 6 eliminations, obviously making Bigatron smile from year to year from the side of Ikal. Kyong walking in here with the 5 as well. So this was a massive game for Bigatron. Unfortunately, they could not walk away with the booyah on top of that. Abe shows up with the 5 eliminations alongside Diamond and Allen for the elimination leader highlights.
Yeah, won't be surprised though, because this is where Bigatron, Delta, and Falcon met after Falcon took down a few of the players from RRQ, and I'm not just referring because they're the key players right here, but that's what happened from the match earlier. So I guess Team Falcons will be hunted by Bigatron Delta once again. And I love to see that pop off. I love to see Bigatron Delta do that once again, because Team Falcons, I'm not quite sure if they're really sleeping or just letting off some of those those maps, but it's not the Team Falcons that we're expecting to see.
I want to say it's annoying, but it's not annoying. It's only annoying because I expect them to perform and they're not performing. But if you really look at the grand scheme of things, okay, wait, before we get there, let's assess this game first. Not a very massive booyah, because Bigatron Delta still manages to walk away with that number 1 spot thanks to the eliminations. 22 points overall. RRQ with the 21. Twisted Minds showing up with the 21 as well. Falcons had a decent game. So in the grand scheme of things, teams are not really running away from each other. Even if Falcons doesn't really hit that booyah, even if, nothing crazy happens, you still do see them picking up decent number of points to keep the pressure up on the rest of the teams.
Yeah, well, again, the catch-up is happening right now. RRQ trying to put themselves very close to Buriram United, who's just sitting in there at 600 points. And, well, that is a lot of points already. Not quite sure if that has been beaten or that has been done by Buriram United from before, because I know they've reached 1,000 by the end of the knockout stage, but 600 halfway through, I think that is a record already for them.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Once again, we are running a super marathon, and they have not been very, very dominant throughout the whole first half of the knockout stages, which is a surprise. They could have actually ended the first half of the knockout stages closer towards the 1,000. 700-800 was very, very possible if they did not mess up a couple of times. But of course, that being said, we're going to take a quick short break. The story today is not about Buriram, it's about the other teams. When we come back, we'll continue with all of that.
Find anything if I circle it. Let me circle it. I'm like circle. When I'm hanging with my friends, I can circle it. I can find anything if I circle it. See something that you like, you can draw around it. Can you circle it? Cause I can circle it. See something that you like, you can draw around it.
Mau lawan Indonesia? Jangan ya, Dek ya. Indonesia kali ini pasti menang. Inilah tim Indonesia, sang harapan baru. EVOS Divine, Onyx Olympus, RRQ Raju, Indostar, Bigatron Delta. Mau lawan Indonesia? Jangan ya, Dek ya. Indonesia kali ini pasti menang. Inilah tim Indonesia, sang harapan baru. EVOS D5, Onyx Olympus, RRQ Kaju, Indostar, Bigetron Delta. Masih berani lo pada? Kita punya piala FFWS.
998 999 1,000 ง่ายๆผมคิดว่าทีมพวกผมไม่ต้องซ้อมก็ชนะได้พวกคุณอยากเห็นไหมล่ะนี่เป็นทีมของเราที่จะชนะ AG Global Attack All Around บุรีรัมย์ยูไนเต็ด eSport ทีม Falcon Twisted Mind ไม่ต้องมาท้าพวกเราแกแพ้แน่ในปีนี้เรามีแล้ว3 ถ้วยรางวัลยังจะมากล้าท้าเราอีกเหรอ
Các bạn đã chuẩn bị chưa nào? Hãy đón chờ những bất ngờ từ Việt Nam nha. Chúng tôi sẽ hạ gục các bạn một cách dễ dàng. Đây là cái team của chúng tôi nhất định sẽ chiến thắng. B eSport, WAZ, Heavy, God of War, UA eSport. Hãy đón chờ thất bại đi.
Macam tu je jenis power dalam kandang ni.
Inilah pasukan kita. Espen, Toda, Vamos eSport.
Hey Indo, jaga-jaga ya. Korang akan rata dalam kandang sendiri.
It's time for me.
ตอนนี้เวลาของผม
Đây là lúc của chúng tôi.
Ni waktu kemenangan kita.
Circle it. Circle, you let me circle it. I can find anything if I circle it. Let me circle it. I'm like circle. When I'm hanging with my friends, I can circle it. I can find anything if I circle it. See something that you like, you can draw around it. Can you circle it? Cause I can circle it. See something that you like, you can draw around it.
Get ready, Free Fire fans! The biggest event of Free Fire is back.
The Southeast Asia Legends will competing for the Free Fire World Series 2024
For trophy.
Free Fire World Series Southeast Asia 2024 fall.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the show, and this is still Free Fire World Series Southeast Asia Fall 2024. So far, 2 maps has been done and dusted, and Indonesia has taken them. Is this the reign of the Indonesian team once again? But before we go there, we're going to see how much more they play in 4 matches. I am Neptune, the Gentleman Garcia, together with me, the one and only Mustachio AJ will be your caster for tonight.
And, you know, it has been pretty decent so far, but the day has not gotten explosive yet. I'm not laughing as much. I'm not losing my mind as much. So I'm expecting the heat to get turned up just a slight bit as we head on into this next map. I'm hoping to see a little bit of extra chaos, especially from the teams out of Vietnam, right? Because Indonesia has obviously been making a lot of noise, and Thailand has made a lot of noise already from the start of the competition. So it's time for Vietnam to wake up. I'm very happy to see WAG doing their part, GOW stepping it up as well. But, you know, we just want to see more intensity out there on the battlefield. I mean, at the end of the day, WAG is not too far away from the #1 spot, just 7 points.
Yeah, 7 points indeed for the day, and that is one thing WAG has been maintaining consistency on. They try their best to we put in somewhat in the middle of each game, and that is what's happening a lot. Elimination wise, they're putting so much of work compared to other Vietnamese team, but Y Sports slowly coming back up. But looking back into the stats, we have Alpine right now, and on the board we have Bordeaux United, Attack All Around, and AG Global, but they're not playing for today, so we're going to replace them with RRQ, Twisted Mind, and Bigatron Delta.
Oh yeah, absolutely, man. And of course, when you look at RRQ, Twisted Minds, Bigatron Delta, RRQ obviously has the most number of booyahs throughout the three. Twisted Minds have absolutely none. 3 booyahs for RRQ on Alpine thus far, making them the most dominant team when you compare these two groups up against each other. So once again, the dominance from RRQ could continue. Alternatively, if anybody wants to aim for their heads, they need to do it, but they need to do it early, because RRQ is so elusive as they try to circle around from compound into compound. So taking them at drop spot in itself is the best way to find them.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, the early engagement, that's one way that you can surprise them, so that they will be out of their wits trying to find probably a better weapon or probably a good compound to hide out. But player head-to-head, we still have Abe, despite of the performance of Maal, or I would say he's underperforming, but he was an MVP in previous match. But Abe is showing so much as well. And going against Alan on WAG player head-to-head, well, Alan is a good player as well. Thus, WAG is doing so much more in their run for that overall standing.
I mean, at the end of the day, teams like RRQ really are not going to be phased at all by the performance of the other teams. They're just very much focused on doing their own thing out there on the battlefield. So Maal may be having a little bit of a soft day today, but in the grand scheme of things, they are just still big winners, right? Looking for the number 1 spot is what they are up to today, but not as many points has been picked up as what was required. Once again, 119 was what they needed at the very start of the day, and they are still quite far away from it. They've only picked up 26 thus far, so the journey has just started and needs to be completed within the next 4 games. We start things off at Alpine for the 4.
Yeah, well, RRQ managed to grab 150, if I'm not mistaken. You did point it out, that's the highest that we have for a day, and that is RRQ just, I would say, in the early days, not in the early days of the competition, not really finding out a lot of info from what's happening all throughout this competition overall knockout stage. So with that information, hopefully they are not confused on what the goal is. They can still focus as to what or which team they will be targeting on, and hopefully the drop will lead them to it. And this time it is Twisted Mind that they're looking for. As you can see, Razor, as well as is that Abe, who's going in carousel trying to hit down one of the players from Twisted Mind.
He's spotting out and just trying to be very sneaky with this approach here. Don't really want to get caught out, but with the bird's eye view should be able to provide that information that GOW needs. RRQ, on the other hand, catching out Saming Bay with the very first strike. That's going to be first blood of the game. He was Divine up against Toda at the same time. So many early skirmishes here, Ned.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of hot drops happening right now in Alpine, and Demon will try, but no! XM8 managed to go in for the takedown against Aru. One is just waiting. Chrono will not help them, and there goes a Bison play by GOW Demon. 2 eliminations overall, but he goes down as well with that nade, but will be picked up.
Let's see if or not the fate of the Onyx squad can be changed a tad bit here. They need to find a way to exit this engagement. Gary will be the distractor. But barely a distraction as he instantly gets taken down with the double revolver. DN brings it out. Jack's still alive and kicking, but he's been spotted out. Jack gets a double out of nowhere. And can he get the finisher as well here, at least for the 2 points? But I think he's got a bigger mission ahead of him. He needs to find a way to survive. He does secure the 2 points for the squad. But now can he get the squad right back in play as well? Tan and Demon right there behind him, buying a lot of time, making sure they are in full health before they do get into an engagement. He gets tagged up first. G'day finding one onto the Toda player as well. Jack, the tight spot. Doesn't even... Oh my goodness, Tan from the opposite side. So unfortunate. But I think he did manage to get the revival through.
Yeah, it did. I mean, no eliminations just yet for the entirety of this game. But again, the battle of GOW and Onyx, just for that, shows that they're matched with each other. Despite of Onyx Olympus being taken down, or players from Onyx Olympus being taken down, the takedown or the elimination being done, despite of revivals happening as well, is just balance between these two. So let's see how well they'll be able to fight it over. Evo's Divine, though, managed to take down a few more players from Todak once being chased, and who's running away. Forest Red really is not working for Todak right now.
Twisted Minds on the revival spree as well, being forced on it very early on. Let's see if or not Evo's Divine can find the finish on Toda as well. Gade spotting out Wings. Abex on that right hand side flank. It looks like he won't even need to show up as Abex catches up. And Wings clipped once again. 5 eliminations hot for Evo's Divine.
Yeah, and RQ right now managing to find a few more Twisted Mind on the kill feed. Earlier, we've seen Team Falcons beating down a few players from Bigatron Delta. Koja going 1v1 against Peter, but here comes On Fire and Cosq, and Koja might not be able to survive. And there goes a takedown. Kyung being revived. A few more. I think it was Ekal from afar who is on the compound, and they're being hunted. This time, it is a table being switched between these two teams. Falcons hunting the Delta overall.
Falcons rotating in straight towards Stadium. 3 eliminations strong. Pretty decent number of coins in their pockets as well. Decent loot. They've got the portal go to maneuver around as well. So Falcons in a very decent spot at this point of time. Onyx Olympus coming up across Bigatron Delta. And this is trouble for sure for Bigatron. 1 man down already. No eliminations, and Nems down on the ground as well. But AUG just too hot. And either way, it was a 2v1. Gary did get tagged up quite a little bit, but more than enough life to get that shut down. And Bigatron Delta will have to be on a reset very early on in the game.
Yeah, definitely a reset. Onyx Olympus slowly catching up in terms of points with those elimination. Evo's Divine, though, the split up to take down 1 player from Todak. Noki just being silent, but he's being spotted and shot at. There goes Ray from behind. Another point will be taken by this guy. All of them have 2 eliminations each, making that 8 elimination overall. A little too good for Evo's Divine early part in this game.
Yeah, it's like finding a hack in a game where you know you can just sit in one spot and continuously mine points. That's exactly what they're doing up against Toda. Evo's Divine, super solid thus far. And Onyx Olympus, on the other hand, with the recovery up against GOW this time around. But trouble is looming on the left-hand side of their compound as Bigatron Delta slowly but surely makes their approach.
Yeah, slowly indeed. And GOW and Onyx, this is a battle for 10th place. It's only 22 points in between them, and if in case they can, or Onyx will be taken down in this battle, GOW have a chance to overtake them. But 1 goes down for side of GOW, and they will be trapped in between Expand and Onyx. Not looking good for this team from Vietnam.
Expand rotating away. Tense situation for sure. I don't think Expand wants to be a part of this little party. GOW is not going to be able to prey on Onyx Olympus as they rotate away. And Expand might just be the victim that stops in front of GOW in the worst of timings here. They're outside of the circle. They'll have to move in anytime. But I really like the route that they're taking to get into this defensive spot, because it is going to give them quite a lot of cover. And GOW is not going to spot them out just yet. So very smart maneuvering for Expand.
Yeah, and as we go into WAG and Bigatron, Nems goes down once again. If I'm mistaken, this is the first time we're seeing Nems in play, and it's not doing very well. And there goes recovery on to the players of BTR. Kyung being hunted, being gunned down by Alan, but good distraction though for the rest of the team who's just dropping and being revived. And well, WAG have to let that go. We are in second phase, slowly going into third phase in a bit, and a lot of teams are already close to each other. A lot of engagement happening all around.
Let's see what can Hua pull out of this one, because outside the circle, circle 3, they hurt quite a little bit, but they've got the vehicle to play around with. And off screen, Twisted Minds doing a number on GOW. This is a slow day where we are missing out quite a lot of these engagements, but It's okay, as long as we get to see some extra driving skills, I guess.
Finding out who has a good license, driver's license in this game. And it's rare that we've seen vehicle gameplay in this level of competition compared to what we have like years before. But going back to the game, Twisted Minds right now still on the hunt against GOW Demon. Going in for a drive-by, but Demon's receiving damage from Explosive.
And Diamond will find the elimination onto Iza. GOW just not having a break at all. Continuously hunted down. Saming already with the pre-aim on the cursor. Now Wings showing up as well. Saming tries to take it, but he will get the assist off of that elimination either way. WAG catching out Bigatron. Ekal taken out of the equation. RRQ spotting them from afar as well, but WAG has got enough distance up against them to avoid a open engagement up against RRQ for the time being.
Oh, I mean, WAG is winning the battle. And this is against Bigatron Delta. These teams are currently sitting on 6 and 7. Bigatron Delta taking the 6th. And with WAG putting a lot of elimination onto themselves, they can take over that number 6 spot. But let's see how it worked out. 12 teams still alive. And we are going into the third phase of the circle. And I'm not loving this for the players' sake, but for our sake, I want to see how chaotic it will be later on.
Span circling on in. WAG needing to relocate, and this could just be a little bit against them if Expand catches them, and that's exactly what happens. But a good enough distance between Expand and WAG, so WAG doesn't really need to break a sweat just yet. They do manage to successfully rotate into a better defensive position, leaving Expand high and dry. 12 teams still left in here as we approach the 10-minute mark. GOW on that revival spree as the players are brought right back in. Circle still large, so the chaos still hasn't actually started now.
I mean, there's an early chaos that happened earlier. A lot of early engagement, a lot of revivals happening, but no eliminations happening just yet. Apart from the actual elimination being put in by WAG. I was thinking GOW.
Too many G's there, man.
Too much G's.
Too many G's.
Too many games.
WAG, 7 eliminations is a lot for the team, and they have been on the upward trend recently with their performance, so let's see if they can continue this. Currently placed third in the overall performance, 7 points behind EVOS Divine. If WAG can somehow sneak away a booyah here, make themselves the number 1 team of Vietnam, can be very happy. Yunso will be very happy. We get to see her on an interview once again. But a stakeout here by Team Twisted Mind, watching RRQ from the back. And it looks like RRQ is going to be getting to the safe zone first, which means Circle has started to moving, and Twisted Mind is going to be in a lot of trouble.
Yeah, speaking of trouble, we have Expand and WAG starting in trouble, and there goes the Axle going down.
Oh, wow.
Riptide Rhythm to break off Expand's defenses, and the Ghost just going in for the rush. There goes the takedown against 1, and Team Expand might be eliminated already. A few more surviving on the other side, but Team Falcons wants to join the party.
Yeah, Falcons taking advantage of this chaos, of this situation, and they eliminate the final member of Expand. They will continue to hunt down WAG as well, but Hua Esports on the opposite side have found Heavy, and Heavy can barely show themselves on the screen before they get eliminated. Quick, succinct elimination coming through from Hua Esports.
RQ right now on a revenge battle against Twisted Mind. Here comes a blue wall of Beige trying to distract them as damage from afar comes from the rest of the team. Good gatekeeping gameplay, but RQ doing the same thing that we've seen earlier, battling outside of blue, but still working for them now. Up high, putting them down one at a time. Saming doesn't survive this battle. Only Diamond remains.
What?
And there goes RRQ eliminating Twisted Minds.
I mean, Twisted Minds is out, and on top of that, unbelievably, Falcons have been eliminated as well. What is going on? Insane stuff in this lobby. And WAG leading everyone with 12 eliminations solid. and they are going in for more. GOW managed to get one knock. WAG cannot prey on the team just yet. They have to look for the circle themselves. This is circle number 4, so the hurt is real. 25 more seconds before it becomes circle 5, and if you're WAG, if you are Tora, you want to get to the next safe zone right now.
Yeah, next safe zone is the target for the teams. Onyx Olympus just waiting high and dry. Solar panels getting a little bit of energy out of the sun, waiting for Evo's Divine to show up. But there goes the jump pad, but they've been spotted. They've been shot at. Still managed to survive. The split up will work for them unless Onyx Olympus waits for them, and Evo's Divine or Ray and the rest will not be able to go for the backstab.
Yeah, the civil war between Evo's Divine and Onyx Olympus. Hold out waiting for them in the center. Evo's Divine does have a very decent defensive spot here. Onyx Olympus can't really tag them up with those shots just yet, but of course it doesn't stop them from trying. Got a decent spot in this next zone, and it looks like they are going to be using to their great advantage this elevation as well. All of those solar panels could make good cover for them for the time being.
Yeah, good cover indeed. But Wings, well, his wings has been clipped, but still high in the sky. But there's nothing that he can do. He's going solo right now, just going for placement point. But that's a look at the surroundings. Hawaii Sports going for the rush against RRQ. Shin tanking the blue right now as they try to get a good position against RRQ, but it's not working for them as they might be taken down in a bit. Question is, who will take down who in this battle? Because the blue might win this time.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Shin on the flank from the right-hand side. Hawaii Esports, 4 eliminations. Weak, I have to say. Not a lot just yet, but perhaps they can find a few off of Evo's Divine. The car just blocking those shots. AimGod walking away with his life, but RRQ just step it on in, do this gunfight. Shin does not go down, has got the level 3 gun, throws an FGL shot as well to take down the glue wall. Razor exposed, Shin still not down, up on his feet. Yanbin and Death on the other hand, they bite that dust. Shin can't really do much as Evo's Divine approaches the situation as well. 2 Indonesian teams just desperately trying to shut down Hua.
Yeah, trying to shut them down, but the Poppy and Shin connection will not be taken out as they go in for the battle. And I'm referring to connection, the Cassie connection that they have, the therapy that they're using right now. But the question is, how will they survive this time? Because not only is WH waiting for them as well as Evos, but the blue is closing in and they will be out in the open. Onyx Olympus on the other side, just getting good position overall. This is what we love from the Indonesian team.
Neptune, I can't actually believe we are watching this. WAG is actually doing it. What a beautiful Riptide rhythm sent towards Evo's Divine that exposes them, and the shots taken by WAG. They get 2 shots. Eliminations are ripped away as well. 18 eliminations strong. Evo's Divine makes that exit, and now 3 more teams. Tora, the single player left in here, but he does not want to hop into the fight just yet. I believe he's on one of those windmills. Therefore, Onyx Olympus will have to do the impossible up against a heated WAG.
WAG right now going for the rush. 18 eliminations overall. Cyru Truck on one side. Distraction will not work, but Xbor, the sniper, might be getting too close. Charge Buster being pulled out by Jack, but it's not working for him. No shots just yet, and he will be going down. Only a few HP remaining. Managed to recover. 1v2 situation happening on this side, and Kiba goes down.
Yeah, Kiba is down. Goes on the opposite side. Jack moving on in for the shutdown, and Cyru, what a shot. Expo could not take that 180 in time, but the save is there. Cyrus with the pickup. Expo back on his feet. Jack tries to put him down once again, does find the connection on the shot. Cyrus forced to drop back for that revival. Alan too far away for that support. He needs to find that backstab, and he does exactly that. Cyru exposed down on the ground. Jack goes out as well, and WAG now with 1 more player to take down from the side of Onyx Olympus. The booyah is guaranteed for Vietnam.
Guaranteed indeed, and Gary being rushed by 4 now. With WAG waiting for 1 Todak to fall down from the sky. Not so much of waiting needed. Yes, there you go. He jumps in and being shot at by X4 and WAG for the booyah. You ask for Yunso, you get Vietnam. WAG gets that booyah.
Oh man, what a massive game, massive booyah. And when we asked for it, I did not know if it was possible. We talked about how WAG is the 3rd best performing team for the day. 7 points behind EVOS Divine, and in order to overtake them, they will need to get to the final circle. WAG said, bro, we'll do you one better. We'll walk away with the booyah. And not only that, they did us double the better. They walked away with a booyah and massive eliminations on their side this time round. My goodness, I can't even believe what I'm saying.
Yeah, he only counted 7 points in between them and EVOS Divine and said, we'll do you one better. WAG did it once more. And Xbor right now, I mean, not so much filmation coming from the sniper, but Xbor, I would say, is one of the best sniper that we have, especially in the side of WAG. But for this time around, 22, make that 23 elimination. I mean, this is a good run for WAG indeed.
22, so that makes it a total of 35 points picked up in this game. Neptune, isn't that a record? Did anybody break 35 thus far?
Haven't. That is the current record that we have, and they reached that record.
Holy mama. Okay, that's not too bad at all. I mean, they don't set a brand new one, but reaching the record of 35 is surely very, very impressive, especially if you are WAG, because in the grand scheme of things, WAG is not one of the biggest threat out there on the battlefield, nor are they the most consistent. Picking up the 5th booyah thus far in the competition, making their way up, overtaking Hua Esports in terms of performance and maintaining that phenomenal performance. WAG truly deserves so much more praise than we are giving them thus far. And they're even outdoing PE Sports, the team that has been carrying the Vietnamese flag in the recent times.
Yeah, it's just PE Sports is underperforming. Compared to what we have set in our mind after a previous season, as well as EWC, they're not just performing to what we want to see them. It's WAG is just getting all those energy, those motivation, and we talk about this. Once one team from a region performs so much more, even getting greater heights like EWC, other regions try to do the same thing. We've seen that from Indonesia. Now we're seeing it from Vietnam. So I guess it's
a good theory.
Yeah, it's a good motivation as well for them.
I have a different theory. My theory is a little bit more accurate, I think. But of course, we'll allow Yoon Sol to drag out some beautiful answers from the player out of the squad first. I'll tell you guys my theory in a bit.
Hi everybody, welcome to our interview after the match, and this is a booyah for WAG, and right next to me is WAG the Ghost, our very very talented leader. Hello, xin chào WAG the Ghost. Đầu tiên thì bạn có thể gửi lời chào đến các bạn khán giả trước được không ạ?
Mình xin gửi lời chào đến tất cả các bạn đang theo dõi giải đấu ạ.
Okay, hello everyone. So first of all, I've seen that you guys are playing really good. Most of the 3 games, you guys always have a very great amount of points, such as 12 or 13 very good amounts of points. How would you keep that track on feet? Thì với câu hỏi đầu tiên thì là Yusu thấy rằng chúng ta luôn luôn bắt đầu trận đấu và kết thúc trận đấu bằng với những số điểm nó rất là ổn định. Mình thấy đa số toàn là trên 10 điểm không à. Đôi khi có những trận các bạn có một cái top cũng không có hề cao, nhưng mọi người vẫn được số điểm rất là đáng kể. Thì làm sao mà đội của mình có thể duy trì được cái phong độ đấy vậy ạ?
Tụi mình đang bắt nhịp được meta, và tụi mình và các thành viên trong đội cũng dần liên kết được với nhau so với tuần đầu tiên, thì đó là cái quan trọng nhất để tụi mình kiếm điểm qua từng game đấu.
So currently we have how do I say? We finally catch up with the meta right on time, and then but the second thing is we have been used to play together and we create such a great combine with each other, so that's why we are here and that we can achieve many points, and also for this booyah. Then the second questions between the lineup with Krillin in it and without Krillin in it, like it's Krillin and you, who would you prefer more? Thì với cái đội hình là có Krillin ở trong đội hình hoặc là The Ghost ở trong đội hình, thì The Ghost đánh giá cao đội hình nào hơn ạ?
Mình thì mình luôn đánh giá cao với cả hai đội hình. Theo mình thấy thì 5 thành viên thì ai cũng có nhiệm vụ riêng của mình, chứ không riêng gì 4 thành viên khi mà ngồi thi đấu.
Thì cho mình hỏi một chút là với cái đội hình hiện tại thì có phải là cái vị trí của Krillin đã bị thay đổi không ạ?
Và mình và Krillin thì luân phiên thi đấu cho nhau để tìm được tiếng nói chung đến từ 3 thành viên còn lại, và tụi mình luôn luôn thay đổi để có những cái mới, chứ tụi mình không giữ những cái cũ để các đối thủ khai thác.
Interesting. So he highly rated two of the lineup with Krillin in it or without Krillin because he feel like all 5 members are all doing their job really great. But as I asked him, another question is like, is the role of Krillin changed? He said, so basically me and Krillin, we change with each other so we can create more new experience with the team, and also that how do I say? But also that all the teams cannot make mistake on our team, so they cannot know what is our next move. So the third question, a very simple question. What is your goal today? And do you think that you can achieve it? Thì đến với hỏi cuối cùng là The Ghost cho cái mục tiêu của chúng ta đạt được sẽ là bao nhiêu trong ngày hôm nay, và The Ghost nghĩ rằng là chúng ta có tự tin đạt được đến mức đấy không ạ?
Tụi mình nghĩ là tụi mình sẽ kết thúc giai đoạn này với tầm 350 điểm.
350 điểm.
Vâng.
Và The Ghost có tự tin rằng là trong những trận đấu tiếp theo chúng ta vẫn sẽ cháy như bây giờ không ạ?
Mình nghĩ là
thừa. Tự tin. So our goal we set up for today, but also the final day of the last stage. The first stage is 350 points, and we are very confident to reach that point. So keep watching and following us. Cảm ơn các bạn rất là nhiều vì đã theo dõi phần phỏng vấn của mình và WAG The Ghost. Nhưng xin chúc WAG các bạn sẽ đạt được nhiều vui vẻ hơn trong các trận đấu tiếp theo và sẽ duy trì được phong độ này. Thank you so much for watching our interview. Now let's head back to the caster and wait for our next match.
Thank you very much, Yoon Sul and the Ghost. And I love the comparison that he, well, not really so much of a comparison that he did against him and Kirin, because they're doing so much in terms of overall, and there's not really a need to compare each one. And I love the mindset as well that they're putting up different tactics just to make sure that they will not be that, I would say, readable in terms of gameplay, because Kirin has shown so much potential already. It's up to the Ghost to show them different.
Yeah, and it's insane, man. WAG, with just this game alone, has launched themselves up into the #1 position for today's performance in comparison with the rest of the teams who are playing. And the surprising thing here is, in terms of placement points, they just managed to walk away with a 12. They only had 7 placement points before they started this game. Everything else came through eliminations. WAG has been explosive today when it comes to the eliminations out there on the battlefield. And of course, one of the key players, Cyrus, 7 eliminations. He is the MVP for this match. Very, very well deserved.
Yeah, burying the Cassie, I mean, that basic therapy that we keep seeing, the link between two players, as well as the Max Heaven right there. And of course, a lot more in the meta, as the Ghost mentioned. They are understanding, they're catching up, or they were able to catch up with the meta just in time, and they're playing it right now. And that's one thing why we show all the stats, all this characters, all this elimination, how it translates overall, because the meta keeps changing tournament after tournament, and it's a good thing that they can understand that within the competition and not after.
I mean, look at the massive number of eliminations here, bro. 23. 10 just between Ghost as well as X4, 13 between Cyrus and Alan for a maximum of 23. Unbelievable for WAG to execute this sort of performance out there on the battlefield, and they're not one of the most lethal teams out there, right? So this is a massive game for them. Maintaining this consistency obviously is going to be a little bit of a challenge, but as long as they can find that final circle, they should be able to maintain the #1 spot till the end of the day.
Yeah, apologies to X-Board though. I did mention that he's not performing well compared to previous day, but I saw the damage that he put in. That's 5,000 damage compared to 3,000 for the rest of the team. So they put in so much in terms of tagging a lot of opponents, and the rest of the team is just doing their job as well for the finisher. And you did mention the finisher is very, very much important, going for those eliminations after the knockdown. Thus, X-Board on the spot.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And of course, that was just game number 3. We've got 3 more matches to go, so a lot more for you guys to lap up here. 35 points picked up by WAG. Massive game for them. He was combined right behind in that second spot with a total of 19. RRQ, Onyx, Olympus, all of the Indonesian teams except Bigatron Delta up at the top here within the top 5. Toda performing very well as well. Better than Falcons. That is a bit of a surprise.
Yeah, I mean, despite of being alone, wings in there just hanging back, playing for placement, that's a smart move because they've already put in a lot in terms of elimination. But let's see how that worked. They have overtaken Expand in the 17th spot. Still a long travel for them, but as you can see, the difference between them, it's still a long run. We're only halfway through on the knockout stage. They can still do it.
And of course, as for the rest of the teams, RRQ obviously is going to be looking to secure a few more booyahs. At the very least, 2 more booyahs here to, catching up with Buriram seems to be impossible at this point of time. But at the very least, cutting down the distance between themselves as well as Buriram will set them up for a good comeback when we come back from the next week's break. But of course, Neptune, I don't think I've got a curious question in my mind for you, man. We both kind of figured the same few teams would be in performance. I did not expect WAG to come out of the gates like this. EVOS Divine, I didn't see that coming as well. And this has been the confusing thing throughout the whole competition, right? There's just no way to tell who is going to be in performance for the day.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I love that factor because, again, from the previous season, we've seen same teams being like, I'm not saying it's boring, but it's just becoming repetitive and the other teams are just losing hope in terms of the performance and getting to the top 12. But this time around, I mean, they're changing up their position in the overall standings, thus surprisingly, the booyah is being taken by a lot of teams, not just one. And I guess they're just taking the tip, the reminder coming from Yunsul once again. I'm sorry, Yunsul, if you keep mentioning so many times, because you did have a good point. Not giving out 5 booyahs to one specific team, and that's what's happening right now.
I mean, yes, you did say that, right? Kalahari, next game. Obviously, we want to be looking out for Twisted Minds that's in action today. AG Global and Buriram will not be playing, so we have to look at Hua Esports and Falcon for the other 2 teams who could potentially be a threat. Twisted Minds and Hua Esports both have 2 booyahs on Kalahari thus far. Falcon has got 1 to their name. Onyx Olympus and RRQ also hold 1 booyah each on this Kalahari map, so anything can happen as we set this up.
Yeah, anything can happen. Even some other teams who haven't grabbed the booyah just yet in this map might get it this time, but that would depend on how they started off with a drop as well as the rotation that they're taking, because we are ready to go into Kalahari, map number 4 for the last day of week 3, and let's see how the harsh desert will affect the gameplay of the team. Will there be any drop spot that will be taken by 2 teams, and who will be going down as we go into the battle?
Let's set it up, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Kalahari time, baby. And perhaps this is the place where Twisted Minds finally breaks out of their abysmal performance and climbs the leaderboard. Perhaps with their first booyah of the day. I have been waiting quite a while for them to jump back into action, to jump into performance. And by the way, Twisted Minds is 44 points behind RRQ. So overtaking RRQ today could still be a potential with the next 3 games.
Yeah, if they will be taken down out of that refinery, the usual drop spot of RRQ, then it's a very, very easy task for Twisted Mind, because we've seen Twisted Mind in like halfway through or in the final circle most of the time. They manage to survive, especially with the tenacity of Diamond, but we'll have to see on how well they rotate. They are going into the maze right now, and as we can see, WAG is quite near on them, but WAG might take a different path going against Todak that might not work for the Malaysian team.
This is a little bit of an unfortunate drop here for Expand once again, but Toda facing off in a similar sticky situation as well. GOW, get on! Toda Snowkey turns things around instantaneously, but of course, there's the potential. He may be traded out back here, and Tun with the Trogon will be able to find one back for himself. And the Indonesian teams off-screen preying on each other. EVOS Divine finding Onyx Olympus when a hot drop as well.
Yeah, I mean, this is such unfortunate for Todak, and let's see if they'll be able to pull up or pull out of this situation. WAG though, Twisted Mind, we saw this earlier, the hot drop happening, and it's between Alan and Expo C. And I'm pretty sure Alan has been spotted by Expo C already. If not, Sound Cues has given information that he is here. But let's see if a nade will connect. Not so much. Alan missed that shot because Expo C is so well in understanding how he can rotate, and the hook gun will work for him to get away. He did.
My goodness, Alan. Just missing a clean opportunity there, but good use of that hook gun to find that exit. One unfortunate DOW player stuck in a sticky situation, and Deanne with the Vector will be able to find the first knock, but Mickey finds the follow-up to make sure his captain does not get executed. But unfortunate for him, the Vector was just way too fast with the bullets. Too fast, has to be revived and expand. Not that bad of a start, I guess, in the grand scheme of things.
Yeah, not that bad. Still managed to survive. The hot drop, though, still alive and kicking. Compared to what we're seeing from Onyx Olympus, they're being gunned down. And there goes Shin for the rush. Poppy has been knocked down, can be picked up. 2 eliminations already from Hawaii Sports. But the question is, where are the 2 players of our Onyx Olympus? Because Old Hampton is now occupied by Hawaii Sports. Hopefully they'll get a few more and bring themselves up, because this is another team from Vietnam that we want to see perform.
Let's see if or not they will be showing us some of that performance in a little bit. Toda dropping by to see if or not Expand misses them. Expand says yes and welcomes them with a grenade. Afik tagged from afar. Wings very lethal with that AUG. Thank goodness it wasn't an AWM, because the guy would have been on his feet on his knees already. So RRQ brings Ma'al back. The Indonesian squad finding a little bit of recovery after the very early engagement up against their brothers EVOS Divine. Expand trying to back away, but there's very little room to run away from Toda. They have to take this fight.
And they have to take this fight. It's more of the positioning and getting the right timing. But Todak has 1 player from a distance, probably getting or giving out information. Next band will be spotted. Shrug on action. And there goes the takedown against Mikid on a 1v2. The rest of the team of Expand being taken down. Afik goes down as well. The Axel tries to get away, still being damaged. And there goes the jump. But the recovery and the revive goes in onto Mikid. So there's still hope for Expand.
Yeah, very smart play by Axel there, pulling up a glue wall, getting the revival before getting executed. But I'm just a tad bit confused. Why not just take this fight, right? You had all 4 players on your side. You know you cannot run away. And instead of figuring out how you're going to be pulling these revivals, they could have just set up a solid team fight up against Toda. And we've seen them so many times overwhelm Toda. This is just a confidence problem now with Expand.
Yeah. I mean, I was about to say that confidence is not going into Expand right now. Probably it's because the placement that they have, as well as the many instances that they lose a gunfight, even if they have the advantage. So they're just going and playing for placement right now, trying to get into, I would say, into the groove of finding final circle and then deal with elimination. But unfortunately, still not working for them. And the first half of knockout stage will need, or they will need to go in for double time on the second half.
It looks like Twisted Minds heard me as well, and the comment that I made that they could just be overtaking RRQ by the end of the day, because they found RRQ out there on the battlefield and they put on quite a bit of damage. So Abe now has to go on a revival spree, while Esports on the other hand, Poppy surviving with half of his health left here, and he may just be the sacrificial lamb that the rest of Hua Esports leaves behind as they send out 1 reviver to get away from this compound. Twisted Minds walking straight in to find this backstab as well, and now Onyx Olympus will have a little bit of distraction. Hua Esports gets to survive.
Yeah, I mean, good opportunity for Hawaii Sports to get away, but Gary is still on point trying to find that final member. Zyro will be taken down. No pickup happening just yet. Well, stand corrected. He will be recovered, but Gary will be shot from afar. Hua, the ones being chased, the ones hunting right now.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, the guy just turned around and he was like, "Hey, wait a minute, you were chasing me earlier. Let's take a little bit of revenge right here, right now." And just like that, Onyx Olympus being dismantled thanks to the interference of Twisted Minds. But Hawaii Esports, instead of running away, they're coming back in here for a fight. This is just asking for trouble. You cannot sustain this one, Hua. And of course, as I say, that Ikal cannot sustain those glue walls. Riptide Rhythm will break them down one after the other, but he has got natural defenses to work around with. M82B in hand. One more looking for that AC80 shot from afar. On fire finds Kyong. Good backstab, and that will be an instant elimination. But Peter traded out here by Nem. A quick sneak on in. Koja shows up and he bites the bullet, unfortunately, as On Fire's Strogon play is just way too good.
On Fire going down. Peter almost being taken out. And then Bigatron Delta going out for the count, and that is what's happening again. Don't poke the bear, as you say, and don't mess with the Falcons, and because they are going to beat you down. And I guess this is what we're hoping for. Team Falcons has been brought in halfway into the top 12, and they just want to put themselves a little bit higher, safe for that spot.
And that's the worst thing about Falcons, and this is the weakness that we were talking about Buriram, right? Because Bigatron has had so many engagements up against the Falcons. They were overwhelming them initially within the first 2 weeks because of the very different fighting style that they have out there on the battlefield. But you can see the recovery here in week 3 between Falcons and Bigatron. Falcons no longer facing, any bit of trouble at all dealing with Bigatron and their playstyle. And this is what Buriram does not have against Falcons now, because Falcons just not showing up in that final circle whenever they're playing up against the team of Buriram. And this is going to hurt them in that final week when both of these teams go into Point Rush and Grand Finals.
Oh, definitely. I mean, once you are in the finals, once you are looking at Giants against Giants, well, Team Falcons has won that. But on the other side, we have Wings who managed to take down Peter. Not quite sure how will they be able to recover him back. Abedo goes down, and Dutch trying to survive against WAG. Cyrus! What a hit from afar, from behind. Only one remains.
Oh, goodness me. I mean, WAG sustained a loss. The Flying Ghost just got shot out of the air. But Ma'al now down on the ground. X-Ball with the shot. Somebody has got the Horizon line. That's about to get picked up. But RRQ, it looks like they've managed to sneak in one solid revival before the whole team perishes. But WAG going to be smiling year to year off of a solid booyah. 5 eliminations strong on this map as well. Maybe a back-to-back for this tremendous team. I mean, if there's a day to shine, you might as well just grab it.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, they're grabbing it right now, but well, unfortunately, it's not working that well for one of the GOW. Tries to pull up the hook gun, but didn't grab that platform. But going back to the storyline, WAG and RRQ. I mean, RRQ is in so much trouble, and WAG though they are getting
Demon
that confidence.
again. Demon. Oh goodness, bro. Demon is really bad with this hook gun, isn't he? This is the second time he tried. Okay, come on. Third time, Demon. Are you going to get it? Okay, he got it. He got it.
He tried for a lower level.
It's unfortunate. The hook gun wasn't hooking.
It's defective. I mean, you might have picked up the defective hook gun.
Skill issue, bro.
I don't want to say that. I mean, even is great. But like headshots per se, but not hook gun headshots, whatever.
I mean, it's a little unfortunate. A little bit of a waste of time, of course. Demon is going to recover from them, but Kami not allowing Noki to run away too far at all. The backstab with the Trogon gives Heavy yet another point. 4 points strong for Team Heavy this time round. And Heavy hasn't been having a terrible day, but it's not a great day, right? They've only picked up 20 points, but they've got 3 more games to set that right. So I think this is a good start for them. They just need to continue farming on teams like Toda.
Yeah, they need to continue farming on the lower hanging fruit because they want to cross over the top 12. So far, 3 Vietnam teams being stuck in 12, 13, 14, and RRQ being eliminated right now. I mean, the chance for them to catch up to Buriram United by the end of the day is being at a loss.
But Twisted Minds being able to catch up with RRQ, that is still very much alive. And one of the biggest reasons why RRQ has gotten eliminated is Twisted Minds. With that early engagement, too many of those players got eliminated. And trying to go on that revival spree, trying to find your rhythm right back in this game after being shut down so early is obviously a huge challenge. But Jack being tagged up from all sides, trying his best to get away. Evos Divine just setting up an ambush up on top inside the sub. G'day tagged up, but Jack cannot find those engagements as well as the connections to drop the player. Kibase down on the ground as well. Can Jack pull in a revival? Ray needs to act quickly before he does that so that he can eliminate the full squad. Onyx Olympus alongside Jack here. It seems that he has managed to get away already, so no squad revival for EVOS Divine.
Yeah, no squad revival, no elimination. Indeed, WAG now in the battle against Twisted Mind. Let's see how aggressive Twisted Mind will be. This time will be the ones going for a lot of elimination because they've been shown off by WAG. I think Twisted Mind has lost that throne and the elimination leader overall in the competition.
Absolutely, man. And now WAG, they desperately need points. Twisted Minds, they need the points, not as desperately though. So let's see exactly which one is the hungriest squad. Alan, Chaos, maneuvering, Summing, gets away in the nick of time. The Trogon's final shot did not connect, but beautiful play by Cyrus. He gets the follow-up. And the bait and switch is so beautiful for WAG. He gets tagged up by a player from the side of Twisted Mind from the opposite end. Diamond now being flanked around. Cyrus looking for a back of a player, and I believe he has found one. Alan dealing with him, pulling up all of those glue walls, calling for that backup. But Alan can't get to Diamond just yet. And as I say that, the Riptide Rhythm drops the defense, and the defense drops. Twisted Mind gets eliminated.
And WAG on their 9th elimination, and it might not be the best run compared to what we've seen earlier, but I guess there's a lot more that they can put in this time. Team Falcons going against Team Expand, and there goes the shot. Too fast will not be too fast, and Coscu will be faster than him with that Rebel Rush getting away from harm.
Absolutely. Now Coscu trying to find the back of a player off of Expand here on fire. A sliver of health, 20 more HP left, and he's still surviving. How is this even possible? And now it's going to be Coscu following it up, make it down on the ground. Afik is there for the backstab. One more shows up, and Afik says, not today, not now. Too fast, a little bit too far away. Axel as well there to finish the job. Coscu back on the ground. One more sliver of health outside the circle. Riptide Rhythm drops the defenses, and it looks like Falcon fall to Expand.
This is the performance that we're looking for, we're asking for so many times from Expand. The only question is, will they survive? Because they are being taken by the blue. Recovery is needed for them to get over into the next phase. But WAG still doing the same thing. This time their target is their teammates from the same region, Heavy right now, trying to defend themselves.
Oh, on the screen alone, we see 3 teams from Vietnam. Hoa Esports right behind, but of course not many survivors on that side. Heavy just dealing with the heavy grenade launches here by the players on the side of WAG. The flank from the right-hand side. Kabi gets tagged up from the left. Artemis down as well. And WAG just moves on in for the eliminations. Hunts down. Ghost follows up. And WAG just farming on Heavy, eliminating the squad in the same time.
I love the motivation as well as momentum being taken by WAG right now. Yanbin is the next target. Hoa Esports. And there goes the takedown. Hoa Esports eliminated, and 12 once again. There's still 5 teams remaining, so there's a good chance that they can get another 23 points rather, in this game. But the only question is, who will survive after a lot of battle? It is GOW going against EVOS, and here comes WAG. Might be knocking on them, and Aim God being taken by Exmore.
Yeah, great play by WAG. High ground advantage, and they take the elimination from afar. And AVAX, on the other hand, just turns things around, runs away from GOW with that 180, gets the knock. The antics check out of the equation. Unfortunate for Onyx Olympus, they will be out of the race. WAG now with a very clean area to play around with on that right-hand side. Expand running away from the chaos. EVOS Divine tagged up by the circle. Riptide Rhythm straight towards GOW as well, courtesy of WAG. And they're just shutting down player after player, gang after gang.
Yeah, Cyrus right now missed a few of those nades, those shots, but let's see if these blue wall melters might hit them. And there goes a good jump into regroup with the teammates. Target is JOW onto the lower ground, and EVOS is Divine on the other side. WAG has a good position for them to take everyone around.
I mean, 23 eliminations earlier. It looks like they can match up to that aggression. WAG now going straight in for EVOS Divine. Riptide Rhythm breaks down their defenses. WAG finds nobody, but the backstabs will be finding their connections. AVAX tagged up. Cyrus moves on in straight, takes the drop. Cyrus still alive, and a 1v2 assisted by the Ghost as well. WAG will wipe out EVOS Divine. Now only GOW. The all-out battle between Vietnam, but it should just be WAG with the dominant stun. Backstabbed by Cyrus. Cyrus says hello. Tan has no response. Ghost shows up as well. Alan takes those shots. JOW down. WAG with a back-to-back booyah.
Oh, the Ghosts really put up in their promise. They are still performing quite well, and they are doing so much in this game. This has put their points a little bit higher, and I will say a little bit more secured in getting to the point rush as well as grand finals. The Booyah by WAG once again, making this their fifth, if I'm not mistaken.
I mean, WAG looking for the top 5 by the end of the day, it's very, very possible. I mean, they've managed to overtake Bigatron Delta on the leaderboard for sure. Because the last time we checked, they were 10 points behind Bigatron. Bigatron exited early. WAG got yet another massive round. And their next target now is Attack All Around that's not even playing today. And if WAG can actually pull off 2 more massive games after the break, they could just be in that 4th spot by the end of the day, and that is huge.
Definitely huge. And the performance per se, I mean, it's very, very close. 19 elimination by the end of this round, and that's very close to what we've seen earlier. So WAG can pull off another one just like this, and they can get to that number 4 spot. But as we go into the highlights, that is where Team Falcons really reign high. This time, this is where Evo Zubine pull up a trap against Onyx Olympus. A lot of heavy engagement, a lot of heavy battle wherein teams are being taken down just like that.
Yeah, absolutely. And of course, Twisted Minds thought they could take advantage of this WAG squad, but they had no idea who they were dealing with. And WAG was off of a hot Booyah. They were pumping with the adrenaline through their veins, and they just did not find Twisted Minds to be a competition at all in that engagement. Very easy wipeout. Falcons, though, met Expand and brought Expand down to their knees, at least for the very start of that engagement. And then an unbelievable turnaround by the Malaysian squad to eliminate the EWC champs, the current reigning defending FFWS champs. I mean, great step up by Expand. I just wish to see that sort of gameplay from them more often.
And I'm seeing a pattern as well for the weakness of Team Falcons. Playing outside of blue in that phase is really like putting them down that easily compared to what we've seen them before, wherein they always find the final circle. They're always in the top 3, and they're the ones gatekeeping the other team. So not quite sure if it's a threat as well as a damage being put in by Bigatron Delta. Thus, they're just waiting for like blue to waiting for next phase though before they get into that spot.
Absolutely right. And it's all about just watching the circle, watching the movements of the teams out there on the battlefield to just determine which is the best gunfight to take. And obviously WAG was the better team in terms of making out all of those decisions. But of course, on that note, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, we gotta bring Yunsol back into the frame here to grill the players on the side of WAG with more questions. We'll be back with you in a bit. In a longer bit.
Hi everybody! So it's the second Booyah for the Vietnam team, and we have a special gift we would like to send to all of you. Let's go! Get ready to receive a wave of Booyah from Vietnam team. Chúng mình có một món quà muốn gửi đến các bạn quốc tế, đó chính là một cơn sóng thần Booyah của đội tuyển Việt Nam dành đến cho tất cả các bạn. And hello everybody, it's your MC Yonso, and right next to me is WAG Cyrus. Can you say hello to the audience please? Xin chào Cyrus. Thì lời đầu tiên bạn có thể gửi lời chào đến các bạn khán giả trước được không ạ?
Chào tất cả mọi người trên sóng kênh Hoàn toàn Sinh Tồn.
Hi everybody! So, congratulations on your second Booyah. It's very legend of the goal saying that we will having a second Booyah for all of you. So, it's been a long time I've met you here on my interview. Basic questions for you. How do you feel right now? Thì rất là lâu rồi mình mới được thấy Cyrus ở trên kênh phỏng vấn của Yunsu. Thì một câu hỏi rất là đơn giản để mở đầu thôi. Cyrus đang cảm thấy như thế nào vậy ạ?
Mình đang cảm thấy rất là happy, rất là vui.
Cyrus, he feel really happy and excited, just like normal, right? So, a very confident, and also they keeping the track really good during the tournament. So this is the last day of the last day of our 3 week. Do you have any tactics that you have planned with your team so you can continue better in the second week? Thì đây cũng sẽ là ngày thi đấu cuối cùng của cái vòng lượt đi lần này. Thì Cyrus đã có cho mình một cái chiến thuật nào đó để chuẩn bị kỹ càng hơn ở trong lượt về chưa ạ?
Tụi mình đều có chiến lược cho tất cả các lượt vòng bảng và lượt đi và lượt về.
Tại vì Yusu nghe nói là ở trong lượt về thì chúng ta có thể là sẽ áp dụng một cái bản cập nhật mới á, thì chắc là mọi người đã chuẩn bị kỹ càng chưa ạ?
Dạ tụi mình đã chuẩn bị hết và cũng chuẩn bị tinh thần hết rồi.
So basically, we have planned all of the tactics for every week, and of course, moving on to the second week of the tournament, we will have a new update. But we also upgrade ourselves very carefully, and we are ready for our second week. To my second questions, how do you feel about? Oh, not how do you feel about, but who is your company, the closest company in your team? Thì đến với câu thứ hai thì cho Jisoo hỏi một chút là ai là người đồng hành gần gũi nhất với Cyrus ở trong đội tuyển ạ?
Dạ, người đồng hành ở trong game đó thì là Alan, còn ngoài đời thì là Krillin ạ.
Alan and Krillin, interesting. So during off combat, how would you and Alan communicate with each other to create such a beautiful combat like that? Thì ở trong những cái giao tranh khá là gay cấn của chúng mình á, thì không biết là Cyrus đã giao tiếp cũng như là hai người đã thực chiến với nhau không biết là bao nhiêu lần rồi để có thể tạo ra những cái combat tuyệt đẹp đến như vậy ạ?
Dạ, tụi mình cũng phải rất là vất vả để có thể teamwork với nhau.
Thì thường là ở nhà hai bạn có luyện tập gì với nhau nhiều không?
Dạ có, ở nhà tụi mình training cùng với nhau và nói chuyện với nhau rất là nhiều.
So basically, we are very hardworking to practice together. You know, practice make perfect, right? We practice a lot in the games, but also at home, at our gaming home, we always talk to each other so we can understand everybody clear. Then it's very interesting information to hear. Third questions, do you have anything you want to send to the viewer, but also the WAG? Thì không biết là Cyrus có lời nào muốn gửi đến các bạn khán giả cũng như là đại gia đình của WAG không ạ?
Các bạn đặt niềm tin ở WAG thì chúng mình sẽ không làm các bạn thất vọng.
If you put faith on us, we will never drop you down. Cảm ơn các bạn rất là nhiều vì đã lắng nghe màn phỏng vấn của mình và WAG Cyrus. Và bạn nghĩ rằng là bạn có thể lấy được thêm một cái bùa da không ạ?
Tụi mình sẽ cố gắng.
They said that they will try to get another booyah. So, thank you so much for watching our interview. Now, let's head back to the caster and wait for our next match.
Great interview as usual from Yunsol, and Cyrus obviously was not shy this time around. I can really see the improvement coming on through, you know, just the development of these players, their confidence on camera, their confidence answering questions, especially when Yunsol just, you know, shoots them down with all of these difficult ones. It's just so beautiful to watch, you know, the growth of the players overall. But the growth of WAG here today in itself, they are in 4 games. They've picked up 96 points, the most that they have picked up ever on a day of play, and we've got 2 more games to go. Insane stuff. If they can pull this off by the end of the day, if they can perform in these 2 other games that is there to play, they can be in that number 3 spot by the time we close off the first half of the knockout stage. That is impossible to imagine when we first started things off, and it would not be possible without players like Alan. 6 eliminations, 3,377 on the damage, 9 massive headshots for the guy this time.
Yeah, Woodpecker is his weapon of choice. I'm pretty sure a lot will be done by the rest of the teams in this game. I mean, imagine the eliminations that they covered all throughout the 2 matches back to back. But going into the characters being used, again, Kazi being used by Cyrus right now to provide a little bit more of help, especially the rush that they're pulling off. And again, with that Maro being pulled out by X-Bor as well. I mean, the changes with the distance, or the changes of damage with the distance, really is the reason why X-Bor is putting so much as a sniper.
Oh yeah, absolutely right. And of course, he has been on point with some of his snipes in this game. A lot of them finding their connections, and just so much of chaos, not on the side of WAG, but on the opposite side of the battlefield, which gave X-Ball the opening to find those engagements. But of course, mainly because of his positioning as well. Very smart maneuvering from the side of WAG to just find the best vantage point before getting involved in these engagements was the winning factor for the team. Not once, but twice, back to back. Back to back booyah, so rare on this FFWS stage, but we still get to enjoy enjoy that because of the quality of the squads that we have. And X-Ball walks away as the elimination leader within the lobby as well. And 3 players from WAG showing up in the top 5.
And you know, there's a lot more can be offered by WAG if you have 3 of them, probably 4 if they do the same thing later on. And that's a promise that they have. They will try to get another Booyah. Very realistic though, not very confident, very realistic because they've done it 2 times already.
Absolutely. Dian with 8 knockdowns. Damage Master X-Ball 4,652 on the damage. Once again, 2 players highlighted from the exact same region here. But Axel showing up, sneaking away a little bit of a spotlight for Malaysia with the 20 glue balls annihilated out there on the battlefield. But more information to crunch here. The game standing 31 points. Massive game yet again for WAG on that back-to-back Booyah. GOW right behind them. This was a fantastic map, fantastic game for Vietnam as a whole. EWAS Divine with the 15 points in the 3rd spot. Expand with the recovery in terms of performance this time around. Twisted Minds falling short a little bit, and because Twisted Minds is not really on their best performance today, that's why I said WAG could potentially finish the day on the 3rd spot. And I'm talking about the overall leaderboard. We should be able to see that shortly. Look at WAG. They're currently sitting on 458 points. And the gap between points compared to AAA or AG, it's not too far at all.
Yeah, not too far indeed. It can be reached. It can be overtaken, especially with the gameplay that they've done. And if they do it, if Twisted Mind doesn't perform that, well, 31 points can be grabbed by WAG to take that number 3 spot. Very near. Hopefully, they will get that motivation, momentum as well. But still, Twisted Mind is a team that doesn't go down that easily.
Absolutely, man. Now, worst case scenario, if Twisted Minds refuses to go down that easy, WAG can still just put out their best performance. Even an average performance from WAG right now should give them minimum the 4th spot, right? Because the 2 teams who are above them, AG as well as Attack All Around, they're not playing today. They've completed their week's play already. They can't pick up any more points, unlike Twisted Minds. But of course, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, all of the chaos, all of the drama can only break down after a quick short break. We'll be right back.
Get ready, Free Fire fans! The biggest event of Free Fire is back.
The Southeast Asia Legends will competing for the Free Fire World Series 2024 Fall Trophy.
Free Fire World Series Southeast Asia 2024 Fall will invite 18 teams from 4 regions.
We have 5 from Indonesia, 5 from Thailand. You know what? We have 5 handsome teams from Vietnam.
Oh, no. Indonesian is better.
Everyone knows that Thailand has the best player in the world.
No, Vietnam still have the best handsome teams. And
3 from Malaysia.
They will compete head-to-head to win a share of the 300,000 USD prize pool.
And of course, Thailand will be the one who bring this prize back home. You know it, right?
It's our country.
Impossible. Get ready, Free Fire fans!
The biggest event of Free Fire is back.
The Southeast Asia Legends will competing for the Free Fire World Series 2024 for trophy.
Free Fire World Series Southeast Asia 2024 Fall will invite 18 teams from 4 regions. We have 5 from Indonesia, 5 from Thailand.
You know what? We have 5 handsome teams from Vietnam.
Oh no! Indonesian is better.
Everyone know that Thailand have the best player in the world.
No, Vietnam still have the best handsome teams. And
3 from Malaysia.
They will compete head-to-head to win a share of the 300,000 USD prize pool.
And of course, Thailand will be the one who bring this prize back home. You know it, right?
It's our country. Impossible for other region to win.
No chance for you guys.
don't talk too much. Let's continue our announcement.
Let's go.
The tournaments will have 3 stages: knockout, point rush, and grand finals. Starting on 16 August 2024, 18 teams will be divided into 3 groups of 6 weeks.
They will compete in 18 match days across 6 weeks of knockout stage.
Oh, and a friendly reminder, do not give 5 booyah to that team again, my dear survivors.
Teams from 4 regions will be sorted into 3 pools to groups A, B, and C.
Each match day will feature 2 groups playing 6 matches in the following map order. For map rotation will be Bermuda, category, Alpine, category, Nextera, and the final map that will be randomly chosen each day to keep things unexpected.
At the end of the knockout stage, 6 teams will be eliminated, while 12 teams will move on to the next stage, Point Rush. Over 11 and 12 October 2024, they will play 12 high-stakes matches. No one gets eliminated, but every point counts. These crucial points will serve as a head start points, heading into the grand final stage. The grand final will be on 13 October 2024 in Surabaya, Indonesia. 12 teams will battle.
Welcome back, survivors, and this is exactly the kind of chaos we were expecting throughout the day. Finally, we started off a tad bit slow and we ramped it up to maximum before the end of the day, and all thanks to WAG from Vietnam. My name's AJ, I'm the Mustachio, down here with Neptune, the Gentleman Garcia, your casters that are going to bring the first half of the knockout stage to close. So this is a very, very important day. Final 2 matches, extremely important before we take a week-long break where you are either going to have a broken mindset, a broken mentality based on your incapability of finishing where you wanted, or you can just end the week on a super high net.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I love how it's turning up right now, especially with WAG. They are topping the charts right now for the day, very close to 100, followed by Evo's Divine and GOW. Quite surprisingly, like top teams are not showing up on #1 spot. We're talking about Team Falcons, Twisted Mind, even RRQ that we expected to pop off this time. But again, I love how it's turning up right now. Chaos is ensuing. First half is almost over. I love how it's going to happen by the second half.
I don't really like being wrong with the predictions, but I really love it when some of the underdog teams really break out of their usual shell and show us phenomenal performance like this, right? And that's exactly what's going to be keeping this competition super heated up. That's exactly what's going to be keeping things exciting, because if it just turns into same old, we always know who's going to be in the final circle. We always know exactly who's going to be walking away with a booyah. We might as well not have a competition of this level, right? Because there's a lot on the line. We obviously want to see who's the best fit team to go out there to be world champions. This is the preview of all of that. And I'm so very happy that it is not predictable at all. Neptune, I can say that about 70 or maybe even 80% of the prediction from all the casters for the daily standings have been absolutely wrong.
And that is one good thing because the other teams are turning up differently compared to the numbers and the data that we're getting. The performances from before is being forgotten. They're just getting all the important factors. All the mistakes are being corrected and they're putting in play the following day, which I love so much out of the teams right now.
Trogon, Bison, Woodpecker, the top 3 guns used. Obviously, the Trogon, the most effective in the current meta. You've got dual modes. You've got the shotgun in burst mode. You've also got the capability to launch those grenades out of this gun as well. Perfect for ambushing houses, which already have players in there. The Bison for those close range encounters. The Woodpecker for the long range engagements, as well as the rate of fire through the marksman gives you the sustained fire as opposed to using a sniper like the AWM, which obviously has a little bit of a lag time between shots. And no surprises here at all. But if you're one of the pros, if you're one of the specialists, that M82B, the AWM for sure comes in super duper handy.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, we are seeing a few of these teams pulling out double sniper. If I'm not mistaken, WAG also have 2 snipers in their roster right now. Thus, they're very effective, especially on that previous map. But Nextera, it's still a huge map, but there's still a lot of compound to cover. Snipers will be good to spot out who is hiding out. If any pixels, any movement will be happening from the windows, that would be good. And I guess the double sniper for the side of WAG can still work well.
Top 3 teams for Nextera between groups C and B would be Twisted Minds, WAG, and Falcons. And that's crazy because WAG is in here to play. Not only are they in here to play, they are in here to absolutely slay. And Twisted Minds have not been doing great at all. So if Nextera can be dominated by WAG once again, well, Yunsul, number 1, is going to smile. The whole of Vietnam will smile. UNI Neptune will definitely smile. Let's see if or not Vietnam. Let's see more importantly WAG, if or not they can get it done here on Nextera.
Yeah, out of the 8 maps being played in Nextera, WAG grab 2 booyahs. So there's a huge chance really that they can do it once again. But again, Twisted Mind is beating them in terms of elimination compared to a placement that has a cap of 12 per game. So let's see who or what will turn up right now as we are seeing a little bit of hot drop. It is Bigatron Delta going against Heavy this time. I guess they're not going in for the top dogs, but rather going in for some, I would say, a little bit easier target in the battlefield.
Yeah, you said that right, man. Both Bigatron and Heavy have not been in great performance today. Heavy has picked up 28 points as opposed to Bigatron, who has only picked up 22 points. Biggest difference between these two teams, 20 out of the 28 points for Heavy came through placements. They only have 8 eliminations as opposed to Bigatron that has 15. So very, very soft day for both of these squads. Either one winning here is going to be big, and Bigatron clearly not having a fantastic start to this at all.
Yeah, definitely not. NEMS right now has been introduced into the team, and it's not working out for them. Kabi right now going in for the rush, and there goes a Rebel Rush that will turn things around. But how huge will it be for NEMS as the rest of the teams of Heavies going for the push?
NEMS, great glue wall pulled out here, but the window has not been barricaded. And there is a potential pocket market may just be used here by NEMS. Medkit first, of course, patches himself right back up. Bigatron out, but Kyung got brought back in through that revival and he dropped back into Intellect Center. I don't really know how effective it's going to be in here for that revival on that super hot drop. So we'll catch up with them in a little bit. In the meantime, RRQ doing the dirty here. Soda manages to find a beautiful recovery by shutting down Ma'al and removing him from the equation.
Yeah. Abay going in for the information gameplay from above. Zen and Seven will be spotted. Probably going down. Put a little bit of shots from the bridge. And let's see if Todek can go in for the pinch. A little bit of an engagement as well earlier that we've seen in the kill feed. What's GOW and WAG, and WAG is at a loss. But speaking of loss, it is RRQ losing this battle. Only Ma'al, who's coming back from the revive, who is surviving.
Oh, Falcons getting involved in this gunfight as well, managing to remove one problem from the equation here for Toda. And Razor out of the equation. Toda will now have to figure out how do they recover because they cannot sustain an engagement up against another squad. They just are fresh out of this fight and very low on this loot. Falcons not allowing them any time to recover those. Zen, the insurance, has managed to back away, leaving 2 players to keep the rest of them distracted.
And Peter's the only one distracting them as the rest of the team setting up for the push. Noki and 7 still live though. Here comes on fire. There goes the shots, but it will not bring him down. Wings though going in a little bit too far, very close to the next phase, but 7 is trying to defend themselves from that high ground, but Peter beat them to it.
Yep. Well, thank goodness Toda sent out the savior. Uh-oh, this is problem. The guy who's supposed to do the saving has been taken down, but thankfully they had Wings in the game as well. My goodness, Toda, things could have been so sour if all of them had ran in the exact same direction. WAG, on the other hand, will lose X4. And WAG had a fantastic start earlier. I did see them shutting down players from the side of GOW. And GOW was attacked from 2 sides, I believe. So there's going to be some heavy recovery for that Vietnamese squad.
Yeah, recovery and revival being done. Todek, though, grabbing their 5 elimination. Let's see how well they can survive. Expand is going in for a 2-2 split against Onyx, who doesn't have so much of a clear view from the side of Expand. And Gary might be the one giving out information that can win this battle for Onyx Olympus. But as you can see from the horizon, another team is waiting for them. Here comes Gardu for the rush. And let's see how this turns out going solo.
Got the Scar, level 3. Probably visited an assault bunker, but he's loose and lost Zairu already. Pulls out the Bison to trade things around. Can't do much with it just yet. Can he find the connection? Unfortunately, answer is still no. Meets too fast halfway. Too fast needs to turn around. The Tatsuya saves him for the time being. Plays the bait and switch with Gary. Gardu went in there. I thought he was going to do something, but he barely did anything.
Yeah, I mean, not so much of damage, just an escape artist move that we've seen. But again, a good distraction though, just to make sure that Expand doesn't get the best of them. But there goes Zairu going down once again from the hands of Hua Esports. And this is the trigger for Onyx Olympus to hightail from this area. Unless Gary goes in a little bit too aggressive, too fast, is also moving in the same direction and the same backup as well. The only difference is in the 3v4.
Yep, Tufas still getting those connections. He's in here, and Axel saving his big brother. Tufas almost got taken out of the equation. A bit of sliver of health left on him, but thankfully Axel was in the right place at the right time. And the FGL's gonna hurt him just a tad bit while Esports dropping by to say hello to Expand.
And RRQ, Mal being taken down by WAG as well, bringing them into the elimination that they have. Now, YE Sports is the one pushing in onto Expand. Going back to what we mentioned about Expand, not quite sure if this is something about confidence, but they want to regroup and they're not pushing through.
Oh my.
So let's see if this will work for them this time. Shin being hit by 3 players. Here comes the rest of YE Sports. Wolfie goes down. Cassie by a pick, and Midkit is really working for them. But the Axel will be left out, and the pickup will be done on YE Sports.
Yeah, Mikit is there to pick up his captain too fast. Shin trying to look for a way. FGL connection does not find the players just yet. Too fast right behind. What a play by Mikit. Uses the shoulder of his captain. Jumps on over to take down the player. But unfortunately, death is there to bring the exact same upon the rest of the players from the side of Expand. But you cannot run, Hua, says RRQ. They show up at the right time to end their run as well. Death desperately trying to bring back one quick revival. He does exactly that. Yanbin is back. Death hanging on for the squad. But Hua will survive for the time being.
And Death managed to survive. Out of them goes down. And it is just with a shot from Razor that saves a Bay, and the pickup will be done. 6 elimination by RRQ, and there's still a few more loots, a lot of loots rather, that they can get because of the multiple engagement happening. But Yanbin will be spotted by Maal. Not quite sure what Maal will be doing. It's a pistol gameplay with Thompson being picked up just in time. And will this be it? YE Sports might be saying goodbye, and there you have it. Sent on the placement.
Unfortunate for Hua, the struggle is real and the struggle continues. I'll just sweeping some leaves off the floor. You know, you just got to do your best, you know, for the society around you. You see some leaves, you got to sweep it up.
Yeah, definitely. And see some enemies, sweep them up as well. That is what they're doing right now. Evos, though, Ray is not doing so well. Tummy ache from the rooftop and no way to be picked up just yet. Now, ABAX just getting some information. This is the second phase of the circle, and it's closing in, and they need, there you have it, finally, a good position for them. Peter is also going in for the hit, and the backstab will not work for them. Nems goes down once again.
And thanks for sharing the patch
Double
update to me
kill.
earlier, Neptune. And, you know, based on the notes of the patch updates, I discovered that the Portal Go is going to be nerfed even further. So I thought it was nerfed enough already, but seems like the devs think it's not enough. Yeah, extending the amount of time it takes to beam yourself from one point to the other. Now it's 2.5 seconds. So if you're on the opposite side, if you're already pre-aiming the opposite side, it's going to be a little bit more easy to take down people using that Portal Go, which is a little unfortunate. Portal Go was really making the game super duper fast in terms of aggressive play.
Apologies for the players out there, other players apart from the pros. I mean, I know there's a huge change, or some of the change is contributed to what we're seeing from the pros do it. But again, the reason why we like to show you what is happening, how the pros are doing it. We love to tell the story as well on why they're doing such things in terms of the meta, is because we want you to be performing the same way as they are. WAG right now going for the battle against Heavy, and Artemis going for the rush, but it will not go through. One of the players, Kabi, goes down. WAG still on the screen on elimination.
X-Ball up top. He wants that bird's eye view to perhaps give the team the rest of the information as to where Heavy is scrambling off to. So he's going to be a key player. Cyrus on the hunt. Haven't been able to find anybody just yet. Heavy just with that single elimination. Oh, well, have to try to play this one safe. WAG, on the other hand, not going to get too aggressive. They're just focusing on the loots and perhaps getting themselves into this next circle. They've been doing well thus far with their safe place. And after losing 3 players so early in the game, obviously they don't want to be taking unnecessary risks.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it's a risky move, especially with a lot of players on their toes on how WAG keep winning this gunfight. But Onyx Olympus, though, is taking the middle of the next phase of the circle. Next to them is a vending machine that will be close to them so that just in case they need a little bit of backup. But there's no backup happening right now. Evo's Divine goes in for the rush. The split of WAG might be beneficial for them.
Yeah, WAG is in the advantage, though. Position-wise, they do have the numbers. Aim God, Sliver of Health. They need to wait for G'day, and G'day arrives just in the nick of time. Apex goes down. Does G'day go in for the save? No, 2 players are lost, so G'day says, I am hightailing it out of here. WAG still overwhelming squad after squad.
Now the battle of number 4 is about to happen. Twisted Mind and WAG right now. Up close and personal. Let's see who wins it. Twisted Mind, though, good opportunity to gatekeep some of the players, but not only that, there's a lot of teams that can distract them from the side against WAG. Heavy, for the other hand, will be gunned down, not by WAG, but Twisted Mind, and it's not working well for this Vietnamese team.
I'm on the WAG bandwagon this time around. They move straight into the GOW compound. But X-Ball found by Twisted Mind. Cyrus not there for the save. Oh, he does manage to get a knock onto Diamond. Diamond picked right back up. Good solid glue wall pulled up by Twisted Mind's Ghost will be removed from the equation. Alan caught with his fence down as well. X-Posy quickly disposing of WAG. You do not get to catch up with us just yet.
Oh, but still hope for Twisted Mind to be taken down right now. Heavy is a little bit heated in this battle. Heavy with 6 elimination, Get Nice is trying to go in for that recovery before the blue eats them up. But Twisted Mind already hightailing this on the rooftop. Nowhere else to go. It has stopped for this time, but 30 seconds they need to move.
You are absolutely right. This may just turn out sour for Twisted Minds as well as Heavy may just avenge their brothers WAG. And Nameless was on standby. Saming traded out though. Kabi should get picked up instantaneously and Nameless gets dropped as well. Artemis there for the trade. Kabi will be picked up and Heavy finds that perfect revenge for their brothers WAG. But Twisted Minds still surviving. But as I say, that Saming out of the equation. One final player, Diamond on the pump, has been exposed already. Heavy on the chase. Can he at least pull one revival in? Vending machine too far and he's actually going to tank the blue to get there.
I don't think it'll work for him because of the damage he's receiving. But I love the move that Artemis did earlier when he was about to go down, just a little bit into that time turner that he managed to survive and gets back into play, taking down players from Twisted Mind. But it is Heavy right now who needs a little bit help because Onyx Olympus is going in against Kabi, and that portal go might give them that advantage. A surprise hit against Onyx Olympus, not quite sure if it will work because the second floor is hard to reach.
The next patch will also be removing the vending machines from the airdrop, so y'all better enjoy that vending machine that's out there in the open if you dare, of course. It takes a very brave player to get out there and sneak a purchase off of the airdrop vending machine because of the unfortunate position it always is in, like literally in the middle of all of the squads, out in the open. For one who dares, I guess, high risk, high reward. Onyx Olympus does not need to deal with the heavy pressure just yet, pun intended. Twisted Minds out, courtesy of Heavy, so the revenge is completed. Heavy, courtesy of WAG that got eliminated a little bit too early. So perhaps WAG does not replace Twisted Minds in the third spot, but at least they will not allow Twisted Minds to run away too far from them.
Yeah, not too far indeed, and it's still a good chance, especially on how WAG is performing for the past few maps. But RQ right now, the first on the circle, going against one player of BTR Hoja, who's just running around though, providing a lot of distraction. Then that is, I would say that puts in a little bit of work on the nerves of RRQ. One guy running in the rooftop or on second floor above you, and while you're trying to put yourself in focus of the other team surrounding you, and it is not working well for RRQ right now. Though they have 10 eliminations on their right side, they have Team Falcons. That might be a good threat to put them down.
RRQ looking for another booyah from the day. Falcons looking for their first one after a decently long time. Heavy, on the other hand, from the opposite side, looking for their first one. Let's see if or not those connections can be them out with the AWM. If only if it was that M82B, you know those spans would be a little bit more sustained. And Peter, straight up towards the roof. Falcons wants to take a fight to RRQ.
Yeah, Falcons right now from above. In between them is Koja of Bigatron Delta. Moves away, receives a little bit of damage, being chased by RQ and will be taken down. Bigatron Delta eliminated in this game on 5th, and 4 teams remain. RQ just waiting for the Falcons to fly down to them, as on the other side, Onyx Olympus and Heavy is in a battle.
Yeah, too smart of a play coming through from Falcons here because they're directly on top of RRQ. No shots they can take, but they can also have an open shot shooting field here up against Onyx Olympus as well as Team Heavy. RRQ going to be trying to sneak away a couple of those points as well. Circle has started moving in already. Falcons just waiting for RRQ to expose themselves before taking advantage.
And on fire right now, a little bit too late into the action because of Portal Go, but they have clear view of RQ right now. And there goes one more being taken down. Good opening by RQ onto 3 teams, and this is what they love to do. Keep themselves in a distance. Onyx Olympus being eliminated. Heavy right now still turning around as Team Falcons chasing them, but Team Falcons not doing well, losing a few players. 2v3v for RQ in the advantage in this battle.
Yeah, Falcons trying to focus on Onyx first before dealing with RRQ, and clearly that's the wrong option as RRQ sneaks away the booyah. Brilliant play from Falcons, but just too much of chaos in terms of what they had to play around with. RRQ, on the other hand, once again, perfect read of the circle, perfect read of placement to get themselves the booyah.
Yeah, for Team Falcons, they are on the second floor, and they didn't spot RRQ move out of the compound, pull up all those glue walls, and they could have had an open shot above them, and it didn't work. Even if one more or on fire was a little bit too late in getting to Portal Go, he could have given them that information, or probably a little bit more of damage with those grenades. But there you have it, RRQ. Just understand how well it is to get in final circle this time, grabbing that booyah that can close the gap between them and Buriram United.
And RRQ just really didn't need to do much at all within that final circle, but decision making was absolutely perfect from their side. I do love the ideation from Falcons as well, because first of all, the movement was get onto the roof of RRQ's house, and then after that, beam yourself towards the opposite side of RRQ, away from the position of Onyx Olympus, and that will allow them to toss those grenades at the players of RRQ, which they did. Unfortunately, that was the same time Onyx Olympus was moving out of the house alongside Heavy. So it was either they leave their right-hand side open or start shooting at Onyx and Heavy, which was obviously the right course of action. They started attacking the team on the right. Now, RRQ is not obviously going to keep quiet with that situation. They responded and overwhelmed all of the other players on the battlefield. It was once again a positioning win coming through for RRQ, and it's so difficult to get those. But the consistency of RRQ executing booyahs like that just shows you how well planned these approaches are.
Yeah, whoever is shot caller for RRQ is, the timing per se on how they put up those plays really is on point. And even this moment, I mean, it's the same distance between the blue and the players. When we look at it, Team Falcons and RRQ, but where they place themselves is quite well, especially on the distance from RRQ. No, not so much of close to quarter engagement.
Yeah.
And Team Falcons are the ones being distracted by the battle happening on the other side. That's RRQ really beating them to it.
Yeah. And once again, the level of difficulty in this competition is extremely high, mainly because we've turned off the elimination feed. So you don't know who you're shooting at, you don't know who's shooting at you. So there's just no possible way at all for any of the teams to really devise how they're going to be setting up that final circle. So it's just the randomness of you making the decision, right? But of course, on that note, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, we have to throw you guys back to Gwen and Baby Lee for an interview.
Congratulations, RRQ Kazu, make some noise! Wow, congratulations, because this is the third booyah from Indonesian teams. Can they be consistent until the end? Because we still have one game today. So before we start the last game, I want to talk to you, Razor. Hi.
Hai.
Can you say hi to audience?
Hai netizen.
All right. First of all, I'm so wondering about your map. Yes. What's your difficult map and power map?
Kita tuh bertanya-tanya, map apa yang sulit untuk kalian hadapi dan map jagoan kalian?
Kalau yang paling sulit nggak ada sih, tapi yang paling enaknya Alpine.
There's no difficult map for us, but our favorite map is Alpine.
Favorite map? Alpine. Why Alpine?
Enak aja rotasinya.
It's easy to rotate in Alpine.
Okay, so which team do you need to be aware of?
Tim mana yang kalian harus waspadai?
Mungkin saat ini tim Thailand.
It's probably Thailand teams.
Thailand teams? Maybe you have a message for Thailand team?
Ada pesan-pesan untuk Thailand team?
Nggak ada, siap-siap aja. Siap-siap aja.
Okay, Thailand team, just get ready.
Alright, last but not least, maybe you have a message for RRQ Kingdoms.
Terakhir tapi nggak kalah penting, mungkin kamu ada pesan-pesan yang mau disampaikan untuk RRQ Kingdom?
Untuk RRQ Kingdom, dukung kami terus sampai kami mendapat juara.
Sampai kami apa?
Mendapat juara.
For RRQ Kingdoms, please keep supporting us until we become the champion.
Okay, the champion, and thank you so much, Razor, and good luck for RRQ Kazu, because we still have one game after this. This is the last game today. So, our caster, take it away.
Thank you very much, Baby Lee, Gwen, as well as Razor, RQ Kingdom. And watch out for them. There's a lot that is being put up by this team. They might have slowed down in some of the instances, but this time they grab another booyah. And this is something that they really need, because on map number 4, they didn't get so much of placement, only 2 in elimination. So they know when they need to catch up in terms of numbers.
Absolutely, man. And of course, the performance continues here for WAG, currently standing at 110 points after that match. A phenomenal performance, a phenomenal run. The best day of play for them thus far in the knockout stage, hands down. And there is one more map to go. Where is this going to be? Will Vietnam get the advantage? Will WAG have that luck? Because at the start of the day, remember when we talked about the random map, one team or a couple of teams are going to get lucky based on the randomizer. If it's WAG, then even the gods of Free Fire want Vietnam to get the job done.
Yeah, really looking forward to what that map is. But let's head over to Duts with our MVP. 5 elimination, 2,653 in the damage, and 6 headshot. And Duts has shown up so many times. But I love the rotation that's happening for the team of RRQ. It's not just Bay, it's not just Maal. Even Duts is putting up a lot in this battle for this team. And the rest of the teams really are showing up every single moment when they need to. I'm just waiting for C-Bank also to show up. I mean, he stepped in earlier, but had to step out once again, putting back Maal into play. Probably a little of a break is needed by Maal so that they can get this booyah.
Yeah, good for Duts for pulling in the MVP. A little bit of a change as compared to Maal always hogging that one spot. Because this guy is that backup sniper of the squad that really gets the job done, right? Most of the time performing with the marksman, with the Woodpecker especially. 5 eliminations this time, 5 assists on top of that, 6 headshots, 2,653 on the damage. The most throughout the whole squad. So great stuff coming through from him. Elimination leader-wise, you do see both the top spots picked up here by RRQ players. Abe as well as Dutch getting 6 and 5 each. R2 is on fire, and Alan walking into the top 5 as well with 4 eliminations each.
Yeah, it's a good thing that WAG is still in there in the elimination. Not quite sure though on how much more they can put up, because from the looks of it, they reached the highest of I would say total points in a map that a team can grab, and then slowly going down. Now there's still high hope for this team because we are just waiting for which map it is, and whatever it is, hopefully it is one that WAG is proficient. But let's head over to the key players in this game, and one more putting up with 2,889 in damage, and then the headshot being brought in by Abe. There's one good reason why RRQ grabbed that booyah as well.
Yeah, absolutely right. But of course, not the most aggressive play coming through from Falcons this time around. 10 eliminations only for a total of 19. But of course, they're going to be pretty happy with that. Being the second team, almost walked away with a booyah. Just a tad bit unfortunate that Falcons swiped it away from, RRQ swiped it away from them for a total of 27 points. But Heavy keeping up the pressure, 19 points in total. Managed to also get the revenge for WAG by eliminating Team Falcon. So WAG is going to be quite pleased with that, and that is of course going to help their climb on the overall leaderboard. WAG now in the 5th spot, desperately trying to catch up, and now not too far away from replacing AG Global on the 4th spot. 1 point behind them, and of course the next target would be Twisted Minds.
Yeah, I mean, that is one thing that they need to go through. There's a battle of that number 3 is being chased by WAG. It's just unfortunate that they have been put down a little bit early, but they did put up a lot of fight. 10 elimination, 600 placement, still on the run to be able to grab that against Twisted Mind. But we want to see if this is the time, if this is a chance for WAG to beat down Twisted Mind on that spot, or probably get very, very close, because I love how it's changing up right now between these two teams.
Yes. I love the storyline. I love the drama. I'm on the side of WAG for today. I want them to end on the highest note. I want them to be hot on the tails of Twisted Minds, maybe even replace Twisted Minds, and Bermuda will be the best map for WAG to do exactly that. Top 3 teams on Bermuda are WAG, RRQ, as well as EVOS if you compare groups C and B. And that only means WAG setting themselves up for booyah number 3 of the day. It is going to be pretty difficult to beat them now.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it is very tough right now, especially if they are the best team in this map between these groups, as well as showing up even in Alpine and Kalahari all throughout the day. Momentum is on them. They're putting up so much, but as you can see, there's still a lot of, I would say, hurdles that they need to go over, especially RRQ putting so much into play. They're like setting it down after 2 maps, going back for another booyah. It's just what RRQ want and is achieving. And as we look at the top 3, none of them is coming from different groups. All of them is coming from this group B and C, and WAG number 1.
Absolutely, man. And of course, and surprisingly, this is not scripted, guys. This is the top 3 teams, and the top 3 teams performing today are also WAG, RRQ, as well as EVOS Divine. So it will be phenomenal to see all 3 of these teams in that final circle, just doing battle to see exactly who can be the best on this final day of play for the first half of the knockout stage. Let's of course take a look at the breakdown of the players head-to-head here as well between RRQ and Team Heavy. Obviously, a little bit of an unfair comparison, but the players that we have taken to compare are pretty equal in terms of performance today. 5-4 eliminations between Duts and Artemis. Damage not too far away from each other, but obviously Duts performing so much more better when it comes to the headshots.
Yeah, I mean, we haven't seen much of Duts, but he's always in the background, putting so much of effort supporting the rest of the teams like Maal, and Duts is just that one guy that you want behind you, giving you that much cover. But earlier we saw Artemis as well on how quick decisions make him survive, going against Twisted Mind on that battle earlier on one of the compounds in Nextera, and Artemis really showing so much. Hopefully that would be the same this time for Team Heavy as we fly in to Bermuda. This is the last game for today, the last game for week number 3, and the last game for the first half of the knockout stage.
Let's go, baby, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, the last game. And another fun fact to add on to everything else, the only 3 teams to pick up booyahs today are the top 3 performing teams, who are also the top 3 teams on Bermuda. That's WAG with 2 booyahs alongside RRQ with the exact same number, and EVOS Divine with a single booyah to their name. So perhaps to make things equal, EVOS Divine will be attempting for their own booyah. Perhaps to break all records, WAG will be going for a massive booyah. But of course, only the flight path can kind of tell what their fates are going to be like, and it is pretty kind to all the players.
Yeah, kind indeed. A lot of teams will have a good view, good spot to drop in, and the question is, will the hot drop still happen at this point? RRQ right now going in a little bit too close between Todak and another team, but Expand receiving a few damage from Heavy, and I guess this is Heavy a little bit too angry for what happened earlier in this battle.
Yeah, absolutely, man. And RRQ is at peak as well, so they are listening to all of this. Come on, Expand. They're listening to all of this breakdown, and I'm pretty sure they're going to come visiting soon. And as I say that, Duts drops by to say hello with the Bison in hand, but it is a terrible idea. 3 players from the side of RRQ moving straight towards him. Off screen, Hua Esports finding Thoda as well. Artemis buying Get Nice back into the equation as Alan finds a little bit of a problem coming across Cabin. Cabin will find that elimination. That's up against the whole squad of Heavy, and obviously he's not going to be able to get away with this one.
Yeah, I mean, not getting away indeed, and Heavy is still on the roll. 5 elimination in this game, and 11 teams remaining right now into the battle. A little bit too early for the eliminated teams. Bigatron, though, they want to fight back, and GOW is their target. Now, 2 going in for the rush onto the window. E-Call jumps in, and the rest of the gang goes in for the hunt. Demon will be taken down.
But GOW all around Bigatron Delta, but I don't think they want to encircle Bigatron right now. The best case scenario for GOW is to get away from Bhima Sakti, but how can they execute a pull away here without getting dropped from the back? Bigatron Delta super aggressive in their current form. Tags onto Kyong. Off screen, WAG finding eliminations for themselves off of Toda.
Yeah, I mean, that is what we need for WAG to be able to bring themselves up. But for Bigatron, they will need to go in against GOW. Kyung goes down from the hands of Iza. That makes Nems go back into this compound, into the corner. Even Koja goes down. But no! There goes a clutch that might be happening by Nems. Let's see if it will work. No, it doesn't work. Bigatron Delta will be taken out.
Yeah, just when you thought Bigatron Delta was off to a fantastic start, GOW said enough is enough, turned things around instantaneously, and that was off of a revive on Demon and Ease. How insane is that? This is the force. This is the power of Vietnam. And this is unbelievable. Neptune, we've been doing this, 3-4 years now. And at one point, Vietnam was just barely any fight at all out there on the battlefield as far as Southeast Asia is concerned. As far as the world was concerned, they were not a great threat at all. But the effort, the heart that they have put into this game, my goodness, they are blazing out there right now.
And hopefully it becomes a motivation as well for the other regions who have been in here, might be performing, but it's down in dumps right now currently in this tournament. If they can put up the same effort, the same, I would say, time in doing the homework, understanding the game, the meta, the other teams, how they're rotating, how they're playing, as well the confidence that they are putting up in each battle, then they might be doing the same from what we've seen from Vietnam. But again, another Vietnamese team, it is Hoa Esports right now. The they split up RRQ into this battle. Abe has been heard and is being rushed, while one of the players from Hoa Esports just getting information, making sure that no one crossed over from RRQ.
I was just about to say, Ma'al is in the best position possible. He put himself on the opposite side of this island here, and he's got that bird's eye view, and with that, managed to take a long-range snipe onto Poppy. Abe with a 1v1 task, misses on that jump, and he has to circle around. Dutch looking for the elimination, finds the connection onto death. Kar98 will be the damage dealer, and the follow-up by Abe. Hoa Esports biting the dust here, and you've got Shin running straight towards Ma'al. A sliver of health left on him. Ma'al, on the other hand, just needs one more shot. M82B through the glue wall, but he misses the opportunity, and a full squad revival comes through. Man could have just executed the full squad right there, but that miss from Ma'al perhaps gives them an opportunity to farm Hoa Esports again a little bit later.
Yeah, it's a perfect weapon to go in for the shot onto glue wall. Unfortunately, he missed and doesn't have anything to work with. Only a few, I would say, a few pixels to peek at to identify where the player is going in. But again, it is what it is. RRQ still doing well with the elimination that they have. Now, the challenge would be to go against Evo's Divine, who've been stalking them even before that battle has ended, or even before the revive has been put out.
Yeah, and we can't hold him. We can't hold him kind of accountable for that miss as well, right? Just working with the M82B, working with the AWM is just very frustrating out there on the battlefield because of the lag between the shots. So you have to take a little bit of time. So obviously with the first engagement through the glue walls, it's just a game of guessing. But he should have guessed the right spot there. Obviously the vending machine was being used. But is he at the side of the vending machine or the front of the vending machine? It's a tough one, man. It's a tough one when you've got no eyes.
Yeah, I mean, a few seconds, 50-50, and it just didn't work for them. So again, it's tough, but well, we've seen how well RRQ has put up a fight. But Todak, though, I mean, despite of them, or three of the players being revived, they managed to grab 2 eliminations from the fight that they had earlier, and no one is surrounding them. So they have a good spot, or a potential good spot later on, compared to what we have in Team Falcons, who's just running outside of the blue. And we might see this very often. Team Falcons just tanking the blue early into the game, making sure that no one's surrounding them. They don't want to be caught off guard because they need to catch up in the points, especially as we're about to close the first half of knockout stage.
Oh my, Hoa Esports, you do not want to run towards Graveyard. The guys on their revival spree, and perhaps on the verge of being annihilated by Falcons. This is the recovered version of Hoa Esports. And I have to say, the recovery, the revive there, as he avoided the shot from Ma'al, was super quick as well, right? He hadn't been pulled off like the fastest team revival we have seen in a long, long time. Ran back in, and Ma'al, obviously, he missed the first one, but he didn't miss the second. The follow-up was super solid. And that led to the downfall. But Hua Esports now do rotate out to Graveyard. And Falcons have already moved away from this circle. Just circle number 2, soon to be circle 3. It will hurt, but not so much. Hua Esports can definitely tank the damage because obviously the risk is better in terms of picking up the loot that they have lost already.
And WAG, I mean, they are trying to recover from what happened earlier. It's a good thing. Again, it's very good that they can pull that off very quickly. It's more of how familiar you are with that UI of the game. But Alan just doesn't want to let things go, even through the trees, through the leaves. He wants to make those shots, and Todak right now in trouble. Arbanskan spots 7. And they're put up 8, and a lot of teams, this is a good chance for them to grab a lot of elimination as they slowly get into the compound.
Oh my, this is a party. Nobody invited WAG to, but they are still gonna crash it. GOW with the high ground advantage. Toda trying to stay away from their crosshairs, and WAG is just gonna be a little bit of a distraction here. They do have a lot of cover. And this is the problem with Clock Tower. It provides you with just way too much of defensive spots, and the circle's just hunting down Clock Tower. This is going to get very chaotic in a bit now.
Yeah, and that's why a lot of teams want to drop in here because there's a lot of escape as well as hiding spot, but you don't want to end in this area. You know how it is when you have several compounds in a small circle like what we're seeing right now, and there's a potential that a lot of teams will be occupying the same, similar to what we've seen earlier, Team Falcons and RRQ. So let's see on how well they can play this time. WAG just moved up a little bit into center of town, and GOW just stalking them as well. UAV being put out, and this spot, this trigger, whoever triggered that UAV will be surprised, might be nervous seeing how many is in there.
Absolutely. Falcons falling out a player and not able to shut them down just yet. They're sneaky. Super sneaky, all right? Putting a trip mine right there. Falcons are like, I'm not going to fall for that. Toda will be eliminated from the race. Unfortunate for the team. Once again, one of the worst performing teams out there on the battlefield. Malaysia continues to struggle on the Southeast Asian level.
Yeah, well, it's a good thing for Todak. I mean, props to them. They grabbed the first booyah for Malaysia. So hopefully they can do it a little bit more. They're leading the Malaysian teams though, but not so much that they can easily get to top 12. But again, there's still a long run that can be done. Hopefully they take the break to study their opponents as well as to get into a better plan this time around. But for WAG, the plan is working for them. They're untouched, unmoved, and a lot of teams surrounding them, but I don't think they are in trouble just yet because even the distraction from the side of GOW, seeing Onyx Olympus can pull them away from this area.
WAG is focusing on the wrong team. GOW appearing from the back, and they might just be the finisher of WAG right here. And as I speak of that, GOW taking those shots, and what can you do now? WAG, they have got a lot of defenses to work around with, and thankfully the circle will leave Clock Tower, which means the chaos that we were expecting does not really get severe. And WAG uses that opportunity to make that circle around, but they bump into a different team from Vietnam. This time it's going to be heavy.
Yeah, they are racing to that compound to make sure they're on the edge of the circle, and let's see who's going to win this battle. It might be damaging for both teams, especially on this phase of the circle, but WAG seems like they're winning because damage being received not quite well by Heavy, and they're slowly going down in terms of HP. Damage after damage. Alan managed to go in, but Ghost will be taken down, and it's not just from Heavy, but also from GOW from afar.
Yeah, and also Onyx Olympus showing up out of nowhere. GOW will be able to take that elimination, and now it's just Onyx Olympus going up toe-to-toe with GOW. But surprisingly, WAG still surviving. I thought the team would have been eliminated by now already. Oh, there you go. Out they go. As I speak of them, Onyx Olympus just continuing the onslaught up against GOW, taking advantage of all of this chaos. Just wrong place, wrong time for WAG as they just encountered team after team as they rotated in looking for that circle.
It was a good plan indeed that they rush in a little bit. Even the dip that they jumped into before going in is a good plan. Heavy is the only team that spotted them, and they could have stayed there for a few more seconds. But it is what it is. Twisted Mind will take a few more of those shots, but no elimination. Surprisingly, they're being beat by other teams, but they are first into the circle though, so good chance for them to get a few more of elimination. Not quite sure what the plan is. They go in outside of the comfort of the circle and try to rush us in. They are really hunting for points.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And Twisted Minds obviously were very nervous. They know that they were being hunted down by WAG on the overall leaderboard, and they were 31 points ahead. But looking at how WAG has been in performance rate, Twisted Minds has come into this game understanding that they need massive number of eliminations. So this aggression is very much expected, but are they going to be able to execute it perfectly though? Twisted Minds hasn't been very perfect with all of their approaches. They do manage to sneak away this one elimination. Still outside the circle. Very risky position for them to hold.
Quite surprising. I mean, they rush into Onyx Olympus. They put down a few of the players. It is being taken by other teams surrounding them. It's so unfortunate for Twisted Mind right now. Not so much a point being gathered, but let's see. Demon is still alive though, providing distraction. Riptide Rhythm coming from afar, and I guess that is coming from Evo's Divine. There goes GOW out of this game, and Team Falcons right now taking this dip might be an advantage that they have once this Mind jumps in, and let's see who goes down.
Yeah, Thailand's just sick and tired of Vietnam always taking the limelight here. Everybody sneaking on into this next circle, but Twisted Minds up against Falcons. Twisted Minds finally trying to prove themselves. On fire, down on the ground. One more, a sliver of health, runs away from the blue. Exposi looks the wrong way, but Peter will have to be the sacrifice. But Evos Divine appearing out of nowhere, taking advantage of this onslaught as the third party. Falcons out of the equation already. Evos Divine continues shutting down player after player. And Twisted Minds bites the dust, all thanks to EVOS. They came out of nowhere. Hey, but look at this, RRQ now shutting down EVOS Divine from afar.
Yeah, let's see how well Evo's Divine escaped this. Good ridge being taken by RRQ right now. Just make sure they will not be spotted that easily. Not even nades will be that accurate, especially on that dip. But on Puppy's side, all he has to do is wait and see. G'day, though, will be taken down from the sky, so it's not working well for Evo's Divine. RRQ have a good chance to grab another booyah in this game, keeping the distance, putting themselves out of harm, and even Glue Wall being put in on, or Glue Wall Melter being put onto Ray, still not putting him down that easily. So let's see on how well Evo's Divine can rush in against RRQ.
Well, we got 2 out of the 3 final circle guesses here. RRQ and EVOS are here. Unfortunately, WAG could not join them, but Hua Esports says we will represent Vietnam. You don't worry about it. But can they walk away with a booyah for Vietnam though? Currently still lingering outside the circle. Circle's super dangerous. If he does sustain damage from this, Poppy's not going to be able to sustain. As I say that, he gets hit by the circle. Ma'al finishes him off. Abe now flanking from the right-hand side. Ma'al looking for Aim God, but he's not backing up his buddy at all. Abe down on the ground now. Ma'al needs to pull off this 1v2 all on his own. Has got the AWM, M82B in hand as well. The 2 best snipers out there on the battlefield, but Aim God has got the Metagun Trogon looking for that right-hand side flank, and now the player has that backup as well. Abex and Aim God with the Trogon, but Abex is down. Ma'al with the close quarters connection. Mini Uzi! Final second disappointment. Ma'al doesn't get it. EVOS Divine says it is ours. And dude, remember what we said? EVOS Divine might just say, hey, you know what? Let's just even this up. Let us walk away with booyah number 2 of the day. 3 teams in best performance. EVOS Divine with the one booyah. And now they've picked up another one for themselves as well. Beautiful stuff to bring the first half of the knockout stage to a close.
Yeah, I love how it's turning out. I mean, that was a potential clutch being put out by Ma'al. It's just unfortunate. I think that was Horizon Line, if not a pickup by Piva that has been brought in by Evo's Divine, but still smart move for them. Not really being complacent into gameplay. 1v1 can work on them, especially with the damage being received by Ma'al. Only sliver of health, but we know how the skills of Ma'al is. You don't want to be too comfortable against this guy.
Yeah, absolutely. And of course, many would claim that RRQ almost walked away with that one, but EVOS Divine will say, nah, hell no. We knew exactly what to do in the 2v1 situation, and they overwhelmed RRQ in the best way possible. RRQ's Ma'al, of course, it would have been perfect if he had a little bit of backup, but I think the position-wise, it was just way too risky, right? The players on the side of EVOS Divine, they stuck together. RRQ choosing to split up on the open grounds, and obviously, RRQ had the worst of in terms of the equation. And as you can see, that was the pickup coming on through. And overall, RRQ not managing to walk away with the third booyah of the day. But we are equalized. 6 games, 3 teams with the booyahs, 2 each.
Yeah, and this is where WAG just faltered into the game. The timing is not just right for them, especially with a lot of teams still alive in that small compound, and then the rest of the circle is open ground. And EVOS Divine, I mean, they are just waiting for everyone. The same tactics, the same, I would say, rotation that is being put out by RRQ being used against the other teams.
And the best part of this whole thing is the rise of WAG. WAG out of nowhere scored a massive 122 points throughout 6 games. That is just, next level stuff for Vietnam, next level stuff for WAG as a whole. Unfortunate they could not pull in another booyah to also catch up with Twisted Minds. But Twisted Minds kind of performed decently well in this game as well. So catching up even with a booyah would have been quite difficult unless if it was like a 40-pointer booyah, record-setting stuff.
Yeah, record-setting indeed. I mean, the record is 35-point booyah, and like none of them can reach above that. It's not that easy though. We've seen how much effort is maximum effort being put in by a team if you are getting 35 points in a map, and it just showing up all throughout. But let's hear what this team has to say for the interview. EVOS Divine right now will be going in, so let's bring it over to them. Now I know I understand why, because
Today is Indonesian Teams Day. Wow, congratulations for EVOS Divine. Oh, this is the second booyah for EVOS Divine and 4th booyah for Indonesian teams. Congratulations. And now I want to chit chat with you, Abak.
Yeah, halo.
Okay, can you say hi to audience first?
Halo, EVOS garis keras. Mantap, keren.
Right? Okay, so what makes you got second booyah today?
Apa yang membuat kalian akhirnya dapetin booyah kedua hari ini?
Karena kita ingin dapat 100 poin aja. Cuman kayaknya nggak nyampe deh. Ya. Yeah.
It's because we wanted to get 100 points. But even though we're not there, but I think we can get there.
All right. If you wanna get, you can get it. And I'm so wondering, you have good performance today, but what happened to your performance in the first week? Because it is because you guys don't have free time after several tournaments like T-Spring or Esport World Cup?
Kalian kan hari ini dapetin 2 booyah nih, tapi kita tuh bingung apa yang terjadi di performance kalian 2 minggu lalu. Apakah itu karena kalian gak ada liburnya setelah FFWS SEA, T-Spring dan EWC atau kenapa?
Kalau soal libur kayaknya enggak sih. Soalnya kan kita itu pekerjaan kita ya. Pasti kita harus memberikan yang terbaik. Cuman karena hasilnya seperti itu, mungkin kita karena kurang disiplin aja sih. Iya.
I don't think it's because we're lacking of the holiday.
Okay.
But it's just our performance. We need to perform more and we need to be more consistent.
Oh, and you need focus, right? So, last question. Is there anything you want to say to your opponents here?
Ada yang mau kamu sampaikan nggak untuk lawan-lawan kamu?
Nggak ada sih. Ya nggak ada sih harusnya.
Ayo dong.
Buat tim gue sendiri aja sih. Semoga aja kita bisa lolos ke Grand Final. Semoga kita bisa lebih baik dari hari ini pun, dari hari-hari kemarin. Ya, itu aja sih.
He doesn't have anything to say to their opponents, but he hopes that EVOS can go to the grand final and perform better than today.
Yes, sir.
Oh my God, so sweet. Can you give us celebration style? Alright.
Udah kering tenggorokan, udah kering. Teriak mulu.
Okay, yes, because this is the last game today, we will see how Indonesian team perform in the next week. And so everyone, see you next week. And Kessler, take it away.
Bye-bye.
Thank you, Gwen. Thank you, Baby Lee. And I absolutely love it. I'm a brand new fan of EVOS Divine right now. Such humble answers, not really flexing on the other teams, not really having much words to say to his opponents, just focusing on whatever that he can bring out there onto the battlefield alongside his players. And you know what? Baby Lee kind of gave him an opportunity to make excuses as to why they did not perform in the first 2 weeks. But the boy said, nah. No excuses whatsoever. We were not prepared for some of those battles. We just need to kind of refine some of our gameplay, and you really got to respect that. They knew exactly what was needed, because if you just make excuses, you're not going to bring in all of those improvements. They didn't make those excuses. They identified their problems. They made those adjustments, and this is that recovery week, and it's great because they found their momentum now on the final day of the first half of the knockout stages. So they're going to have a pretty good start to that second half. 3 more weeks to go before we get to the grand finals.
And hopefully they can do that like day after day, because there's a lot more that they can offer right now. They were aiming for 100. They are 1 point short of 100 for today. Not only that, against Onyx, or to tie up against Onyx Olympus, but EVOS Divine, Aim God right now for elimination. Not so much of damage though, but we know how well he rushes in. He's even bearing the flash because he knows that once he rushes in against opponent, you might turn your back, and that reduces the damage from behind.
Yeah, absolutely. And of course, this is the opportunity for teams like this to really find their dominance out there on their battlefield, and EVOS Divine making good use of this, right? And on the overall leaderboard, we were talking about how it was important for EVOS Divine to not just perform because they have been performing badly within the first 2 weeks, but they also needed to find their placement on the top 12. And they have done exactly that by their goal setting here. They wanted 100 points. They only managed to walk away with a total of 99 by the looks of it, because this was not a very aggressive game, right? 7 eliminations between Aim God and Ray, 3 between Gade and Abex. That only gives them 10 from eliminations, 12 of course from the Booyah, for a total of 22.
Yeah, going in for elimination leader, it is X-Bor. With 4 elimination, the sniper of WAG still at it, but it's tied up with Iza from GOW as well as Aim God from EVOS Divine. And following them is 2 players coming from RRQ, Maal and Abe. And that could have been Maal in that number 1 spot if in case he managed to got that clutch, but it didn't really work for them. But again, the spotlight has always been on them. It's good that EVOS Divine managed to steal a win.
Key players, of course, Maal shows up once again, this time through the damage, 2,545 on the total. Headshots 7 courtesy of Peter, and Aim God with the 4 eliminations. Don't know why we highlighted that one, but it's okay. We'll take that one, all right? Everybody's tired already. We want to just wrap this up. But of course, highlights for Aim God as well. EVOS Divine truly deserved the spotlight after their week of recovery and hitting the 2 Booyahs from the day. But MVP leaders, Maal still leading the fray. This is a pretty rare situation for all of us.
Yeah, I mean, why not? He's mostly the MVP for every time RRQ gets a Booyah, and they have 10 Booyahs already. So he will be the ones on the MVP leaders. The others are just trading it off based on the players. We've seen that so many times from Borneo United. But let's head over to the game standings, how well each team does. And as you mentioned, 22 points for EVOS Divine, RRQ at 18 points, GOW at 15. Looking at WAG, they still managed to get 9 eliminations though, but the chase is still on between them and Twisted Mind. And this day is over, so they have to continue over onto the next half of the knockout stage.
Yeah, this is clearly a problem for WAG. When their nerves kind of gets a little rattled, they perform very badly out there on the battlefield. If they can fix it before we get to the final week, I think WAG, Vietnam as a whole, is going to have a great time at FFWS SEA. fall edition. We could just see WAG being one of those teams that just pulls off a surprise victory on the Indonesian home ground later on. Of course, RRQ will be looking to disable them from doing so, as the top three teams, WAG, EVOS, and RRQ, all securing 2 booyahs each. Beautiful to watch this day.
Yeah, beautiful to watch the balance of game number 1 to 6. Beautiful as well.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's a mirror one.
It's a mirror one, but let's see how beautiful it is in overall standings. As we mentioned, Twisted Mind WAG is still on a race, and RQ didn't manage to grab as much point to probably tie up with Borneo United, but it's very, very close. 30 points between them compared to how we started 100 plus by the start of this day. And it's just like motivation for RQ to keep going on.
Wow! Alan walking away with the Predator of Week 3 title. 40 eliminations, well deserved. And this all came from today, bro. I mean, obviously not 40 eliminations from today, but all of this was made possible today. Today's explosive run for WAG, or else he would have definitely been beaten by, one of the likes like Wasana, Moshi, or Dew. Crazy stuff. All of the other players are not even in the current grouping that is playing. Everybody else is from Group A. And Alan just said, like, look, guys, you guys have already shown me what's the benchmark. I'll do you one better than that. Crazy stuff out of the guy.
Yeah, it's a good thing that he was able to overtake them, because it might be difficult as well for League Ops to identify which one of the 3 will be the elimination leader, because they tied 34 each from Dew, Moshi, and Wasana. Yeah, damage can be a factor, but I don't want to put that stress on League Ops, says Alan, so I'll just overtake all of them.
Absolutely. Alan really doing production a solid favor there. But of course, respect to the teams who have really come out of their comfort zone to change their fate out here. WAG has truly blown my mind in terms of how they have managed to grow out of their weaker performing weeks. EVOS Divine kind of showing us that tenacity as well before we wrap up the first half of our knockout stages. This is a 6-week marathon, and we have just completed 3 weeks. We take a week's break, so next week, unfortunately, we don't get to meet again. Everybody's going to be taking a good rest. We hope you guys rest well as well. But the following week, when we come back, it's the exact same thing. Friday, Saturday, Sunday is free fire time, baby.
Yeah, and definitely, I mean, I love how it's turning up right now, but we have to end the day, AJ. It is such an honor to cast with you overall. As we take this break, hopefully the teams will get that homework done, make those adjustments so that we will be mind blown even more for the second half. I am Neptune, the Gentleman Garcia, together with these, the one and only Mustachio AJ, saying goodbye and good night to everyone. See you on the next week.